your children are turned into mindless vassals who now they look up to some twit instead of looking up to Thomas Jefferson or looking up to Nikola Tesla or looking up to Magellan. I mean, kids, Magellan's a lot cooler than Justin Bieber. He circumnavigated with one ship the entire planet. He was killed by wild natives before they got back to Portugal. And when they got back, there was only...
But why? $22 million in 3 fucking hours!
There is no nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time. The real question is this: was all this legal? Absolutely fucking not.
Neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains. But why?
What's your dream? To go away.
To go away. That's great.
You guys want to drink? I don't understand why everybody has to be so judgmental. I understand why mom's judgmental. I think it's because she cares partially. And it's also partially because everyone else is looking at her like, hey, Cody's just a bum. Cody's this, Cody's that, Cody's this. Cody's me, bro. Let me be me.
All right. Good afternoon. 12 noon on Tuesday here, March 31st. We are not yet on April Fool's Day, but yet we get some headlines that Bitcoin Quantum is at risk.
Quantum FUD is the new Tether FUD.
Quantum FUD's the new Tether FUD. It would have been much better if they dropped that tomorrow for April Fools. That'd be a great joke that I'd love to talk about, but I don't think Google's joking around here. So
yeah, they're definitely not. GM fellas, or should I say ladies and gents, appreciate you guys joining us again for another session here on MCG. Lots to talk about today. Man, got the Tether FUD is in full swing. We have some on-chain buffoonery with the Meme Scope Monday yesterday. We got a lot to discuss here. A lot to discuss. I guess the best place to start here would be maybe macro. Yeah, Josh, what do you think?
yeah, let's do it. I'm just doing the quote tweet here.
Yeah. Do your thing. All right, guys. So a couple things to update ourselves on. Let's start super high level. I'll share my screen here real quick. So that way.
Also note, guys, I know Clued was on the schedule today. The gentleman there was feeling a little unwell and couldn't make the stream. So Sebs, hope you're feeling better. If you see this, we'll get you rescheduled, buddy. Promise.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So hopefully Sebs feels better here. But as you can see, the famous Bitcoin rainbow.
The pride
Quick
of Bitcoin rainbow right here.
oh god. Actually, a quick note on this. There was like a line that they added to this. I thought there was a purple line that they added to this back in 2022 because of how low we went, but I guess it's not there anymore.
They keep
Uh,
adding shades of purple and blue at the bottom, you know? Just
that's that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, where's the purple at? Um, but all good, all good. As you can see, Bitcoin is in, deep value territory. GICM, Andrew. Hope you're doing well there, brother. Yeah, you have Bitcoin there in fire sale territory. So where are we with the Bitcoin price action? We talked about it briefly yesterday. So I wanted to give you guys a quick update here, because as I don't know about you guys, every single day I test my strategy. I test my strategy. I reset my thinking. I look at what the market is doing. I look at what the metrics are telling us, what the data is telling us, what sentiment is telling us, um, and I always I always put that against what I'm currently thinking. And so every day I just find that I tweak, I add the new data into the thesis, and I tend to, tweak little details of it. So quick detail here. I mean, look, overall still in the same place that we've been in, pretty much been covering this setup for just the better half of like 2, 3 weeks now. So we have the similar structure here before. A lot of people are calling for like 50K. I'm not really sure. Maybe we get there, right? Maybe we get there. I'm more of a fan of like this sub 60K. We've had this green box drawn out, and if we look on a higher time frame as well, this is kind of what I'm looking for here on a higher time frame. Us to retest that sub 60K level, inevitably range here. Maybe we see some wicks down. Ultimately, we're back in a key range back from basically 2021, right? Um, we're back in a key range. Started in 21, continued to range here in 2024, and now we're resetting in this range again. So, open to seeing this 53K level tagged, but my base case here is a sub 60K, maybe down to 55K. That's why I drew it down there. Type of level. So that's what we're looking at high time frame on Bitcoin. On the 2 week chart, you see I've had this drawn out here, this August bottom. We've had the summer bottom in place for quite some time, and I'm holding to that, not going to rush, not going to get faked out by price action. So zooming in, that's where we get to this kind of structure here. We notated the SFP on the top side, right here. So which that kind of led to this dump, but I'm also notating this SFP on the bottom side. If we look at the 12-hour, it kind of becomes a little bit more clear. You can kind of see it a little better here on the 12-hour. That's the SFP that I had drawn out and took a note of. So, we'll see. All these SFPs, just because it happens doesn't mean it's going to come true, right? Like we saw SFP happen here, right? And obviously that went lower. So, SFPs aren't a crystal ball type of thing where it's guaranteed to happen, but it's just again something to take note of. Still expecting further downside with Bitcoin again heading towards these that green box. The only trickery I see in the short term that could potentially play out is a trip potentially to 80K. So for us to go up, tag 80K, or even we talked about this yesterday, even going up and retesting these levels here at 72K. And then just again another trip to the downside is what we're expecting. So that's the update there.
Credit to you, Chill. You've had this laid out for at least a couple of weeks, if not longer. So, this seems directionally kind of correct.
Yeah, I'm holding to it, man. I'm holding to it. I'm not going to.
Feels like the more painful scenarios, it does go to those red lines there, that 72 area, and just yeah, That does seem Max
Yeah,
Payne territory.
Max Payne, the path to Max Payne.
Yeah.
For more context, I'd like to point this out. So you guys, you probably heard, if you've been on the timeline for any short period of time today, you've heard about the Google research report that was published about quantum computers, and how, basically it takes 20x less qubits to crack to crack Bitcoin, and to crack private wallets. And so, because this was published by Google, this is kind of these headlines have made it across all news outlets. This is kind of one of those number one things talked about in crypto right now. And so it begs a question. Is quantum FUD the new Tether FUD, hence the title of today's stream? Because if you remember, Tether FUD before was, oh man, Tether's opaque. Their stable coin might depeg, and that's the most used stable coin, and that could bring down the whole market, right? That was the FUD around Tether. It could bring down the whole market. And so now, with this research report, it's basically saying that, in the next couple of years, we can experience quantum computers, basically hacking Bitcoin, cracking Bitcoin and altcoins. And there's another post here that kind of outlines that 6.7 million Bitcoin are sitting in addresses vulnerable to quantum attacks. So basically, a third of the Bitcoin is vulnerable to quantum attacks. And so, again, another thing to say that, oh my gosh, quantum is going to crack Bitcoin and is going to bring down the entire industry, right? So do we see the similarity between quantum FUD and Tether FUD? They both ultimately lead to the same thing. Or the FUD is telling us the same thing. It's going to bring down the entire market. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is actually green on the day. And so I don't know how much this quantum FUD is going to hold up. But as you can see, Bitcoin not really paying much attention to that news there about the quantum FUD. So good reaction on Bitcoin. But that's kind of the bigger news playing out today. What do you guys think, chat? Is quantum really a serious risk? Andrew, quantum was always the risk. Bitcoin community knows they need to fix it. Yeah, they've already been working on it. Speaking of,
this has been priced in for a long time. I think what makes this report a little different is Google's credibility here,
Mhm.
not only as building in hardware in the space, so they're close to the technology, but just the Google name. I think it's not like some researcher that no one's ever heard of. But yeah, I mean, the SHA-256 algorithm, though, that Bitcoin uses, and this is just maybe a bit of a smooth brain understanding of it, is used in other places of cryptography. So if you can crack the Bitcoin cryptography, you essentially crack cryptography for like all of the financial system at large. So I think it's like there's a lot of security issues that they're going to need to find out.
yeah, I saw that on a few tweets, basically saying if Bitcoin goes down, the entire financial system goes down. Simple as that, right? And Andrew, I'm really glad that you mentioned ETH and Sol also need to fix it, because that's also something I wanted to discuss with you guys, right? If you guys remember, a few weeks ago, I
Can
told you guys I'm
can
still.
we I
What's up?
want to note one more thing on Bitcoin. I also, and I want
Talk
to
to 'em.
take your opinion before we get to Ethan Soul here. I want to get
Mhm.
your take on this. I think some of the mining stocks, the BTC miners and BTC in general, have also been getting hammered a little bit from the rise of energy costs. And I don't know if you think that's been even just a sentiment factor, but I don't know if you have a take there that obviously the war has increased the rise of energy, the cost of energy, and relative to that also that might hammer some of the proof of work of Bitcoin.
Let's let's look at a couple Bitcoin miner stocks. Name one.
Let's do it. Mara.
Mara. Let's see. The answer's always in the charts, guys. And here's everyone sometimes wants to understand like why why is it that I chart so much? There are financial institutions that know a great deal more than we do.
Yeah.
And there are people, entities out there with financial power that know a great deal more than we do. So I always like looking at how is the chart playing out versus how is the sentiment, because the chart is an expression of a financial view, and that financial view could be powered by insider knowledge. And that the only place we can see that is on a chart. And so that's why I say chart is truth. Um, but let's take a look. I mean, not the easiest chart here. Definitely I think the quantum threat is hogwash. Yeah, I think so too. Crypto Jones, welcome to the stream, brother. Good to see you again. Yeah, I mean, Mara chart is down. You know, maybe it is. I don't really have much of a view on stocks. I wish I know Dom, he'll be here in just a moment, so maybe we can get Dom's take
Let's try a
when
few of
he's
these.
here.
So there's IREN, IREN.
IREN.
Now some of these are converting to like HPC, like high performance compute. So this one, I don't know if you can give it like a little measurement there. So the beginning of the war was like mid-Feb. So
Wait,
yeah,
wait,
that's
hold on.
24. That's 2025.
Oh shoot. I
Yeah,
forgot
you're
I
on
had the
you're on
monthly.
the monthly,
I
fam.
was like, wait a second. Okay, it
Yeah,
started
so
February.
yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I'm not really reacting to the uh the war. What date was the war started? February 1st, I guess.
Uh let me see. Official date, uh February 28th.
February 28th, really?
Yeah, it's a new thing. So basically beginning of March. Yeah, so there we go.
Okay.
There
So I
there's
understood
war
it to the
start.
23rd.
Let's do Mara real quick, and then I got a couple other minors. I think broadly, like if there is gonna be weakness in this sector, it'll start with these names, in my opinion, because these are like the closest to the energy thing. So another one is HUT, HUT.
All right, Hut, let's see. February. All right.
Yeah, roughly there. And then lastly, if you want to throw a bonus in there, Cipher. Let's see. There's CIFR.
CIFR. Okay.
Yes, yeah, CIFR. It's kind of like radio station names, but yeah,
Let's see. February 23rd. All right. So it's at 28th, 23rd. Um, at the end of the day, negligible price action, like
yeah,
after I would say, if anything, these are all just associated with Bitcoin price action.
yeah.
April 2025. Let's see real quick. April 2025. Yeah, April 2025 was when. Oh, dude,
That's a year
that
ago,
was,
bro.
we called that.
Yeah,
This
that
is
was
old.
that's old. That's old.
Guys, some of you might, it was for some of the OG listeners that were here
Where's
back in
Kish, bro?
April.
Like honestly, come on.
I see Kish on the timeline sometimes. But this we call this. I can't believe it's like we're coming up on a year of
Yeah,
us streaming. That's actually crazy. But yes, during this run here last year, I called the bottom, I called fart coin, I called ton of crap that went that did well.
yeah. Like Soul was like, I don't know, it was 112, ran to like 250. There was a number of call it luck. I don't know, the last leg of the bull market. I don't know. It was good. I mean, you got to be good to be lucky. So, but again, so toss a vertical line here, Feb 28th. Just yeah, again, I don't know if energy prices stay higher. I don't know how much of a factor. I mean, surely this has some. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's pretty much flat, I would say, since the beginning of
Yeah.
the war. Maybe the miners have shown a bit of weakness, but okay, I just wanted to, test that thesis out a little bit that some
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
energy consumption of BTC was actually impacting because of the cost of energy. And I think you would see it in the miners for sure. And maybe they roll over here. None of these charts look particularly good.
No, they don't.
I definitely would not be buying these. These guys are likely selling their Bitcoin. And they're also due to the potential breakdown of BTC, and they also likely have high energy costs, input costs. So, man, none of these charts look good for the miners.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. All good though. Let's see. So I think
Yeah,
it's safe to say miners are more reactive to or react more to Bitcoin price rather than, I guess you can say, geopolitical conflict. But that's Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin miners. I'm glad you mentioned ETH and Sol here, Andrew. Let's look at ETH because I've told you guys I have not given up on my 15K BTC thesis, right? Like, I
ETH
mean,
thesis.
15K
Gosh,
ETH
15K
thesis.
BTCs. Might as
Yeah,
well wrap up stream here. Like, we're done. That's it. We're cooked.
man. Let's not even talk about that. Jesus, let's not even talk about 15K Bitcoin. Um, but yeah, so ETH is actually looking particularly good here. I mean, let's first look at ETH BTC. Let's see how we're looking. I think that actually is up here. Let's look at ETH BTC real quick. Let's erase that. Let's erase that. Let's go on a higher time frame. Let's see here. I mean, this is kind of initial trend line. We're kind of pushing up against that right now. Let's see here.
That looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of a good view here on ETH BTC. I mean, we kind of formed this bottom here. Honestly, it reminds me of, if I dare say, reminds me of a cup and handle a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. A little bit. If we want to do like that. Like a cup and handle. Like, what do you guys think here? I mean, am I stretching this? Is my TA going to my head here? Am I just making stuff up at this point just to have something to cover on stream because Bitcoin hasn't been
Zoom
doing
this
anything?
out. Zoom this chart out. Just for posterity purposes. I remember trading over far left here up the mountain. Oh,
Up
up
the
the
mountain.
highest mountain. I remember there, that
Jesus.
2017 days, dude. Look at that volatility on ETH BTC. In fact,
Yeah.
there was a time for the people that haven't been around since 2016. In 2016, the quote price on Ethereum Bitcoin wasn't in dollars. It was in this BTC price. So when you opened Poloniex in 2016, you were going to trade ETH against BTC. You quoted it at 0.0308, right, as the actual ETH price, and it wasn't priced in dollars back then. Now, if you were buying spot, like you're onboarding your cash into Bitcoin or into Ethereum on exchanges like Coinbase, not a crypto native exchange like Poloniex at the time, but one that you could take cash and then onboard it, that you bought it in dollars. That's the only price that they reference dollars. But those that remember the pure crypto exchanges, all the pricing was against BTC, against ETH, the assets. So I always used to price things in Bitcoin back then. We've gotten away from that. We've gotten away
Yeah.
from that.
We definitely have. We definitely have. Really quick, I totally forgot to cover this on Bitcoin. So I'm going to, we're kind of talking ETH BTC here. Let's real quick revisit this. I wanted to touch on this since you talked about it as well. So guys, Bitcoin has only ever recorded 6 consecutive red monthly candles once before. That marked the bottom. That happened back in like 2017 or or it's like 2017, 18, 19, somewhere around there. So now we're coming up on our 6th monthly close. So we have to kind of pay attention. The monthly is closing today. So we have to pay attention as to what is the monthly candle going to do, because if it's the 6 monthly red candle, then that means we're likely heading into some serious bottom territory, right? So just some things that again we have to watch out for on Bitcoin. And last thing I'll say on Bitcoin as well is just if we go to the Bitcoin chart, we go to the 3-day. It's very simple. Once we break this downtrend, that's when things get more interesting, right? So last thing there to say on Bitcoin, I totally forgot to cover that there earlier with you guys. In fact, I mean, if you look at Killa, he actually has a crazy thesis here for Bitcoin going into 2027. He's expecting, April, May 2027 for us to be hitting new all-time highs on Bitcoin, and he's expecting this run to start towards the end of this year or the beginning of next year. As you guys know, though, we've been calling for a summer bottom here. Whether whenever the run starts, that remains to be seen, but still looking for a summer bottom. But that's the last thing on Bitcoin here. But we talked about ETH BTC. And even without the pseudo cup and handle here, again, looking for a break of the downtrend, because basically all of 2026 ETH BTC has basically been in a downtrend. We can even look at it like this. Right? ETH BTC has been in a downtrend since basically the start of this year. So as soon as this thing actually goes out of a downtrend and into an uptrend, then momentum shifts, price action may likely shift. So again, we're looking for strength. Where's the strength in the market? And right now, ETH looks like it could do something very interesting here pretty soon. So let's take a look here. Let me just see what's happening with ETH. ETH looks very similar to Bitcoin. Except let me see if we have any SFPs on the top side. Yeah. We have a few but they've been invalidated. Yeah, I mean, ETH looks very interesting here. I want to pay close attention to what happens to ETH over the next couple of days, over the next week or two. As you guys know, we have been kind of looking for or speculating on an April run, right? Like we've been kind of thinking like, hey, maybe there's going to be some sort of like risk on window happening in April with a bounce in majors. And so maybe ETH leads that. Who knows? But definitely we haven't really been covering ETH in these macro segments. So this is just know that ETH is now officially on the radar. Let's see what it does. We've covered it. We said, supply on centralized the amount of ETH on reserved for centralized exchanges have gone to basically multi-year lows. So there's not enough supply out there. And with this quantum computing narrative, if I could remind everyone, a few weeks ago, I covered this. I said that ETH, they have quantum resistance in the roadmap. They have privacy on Ethereum in the roadmap. Those narratives could act as a tailwind to Ethereum, both the narrative and the price action. So just something for us to keep in mind. I've even seen Vitalik talk about ETH being kind of the main net for AI agents as well. So we could see the ETH narrative kind of overlap with some of these bigger market narratives that have been going on. So again, just another reason to watch the price action. I guess maybe one other thing that we can watch would be the liquidity heat map here. Let me just see. Okay. Nothing I'm gonna I'll if I see anything on the liquidity heat map that's noteworthy, I'll let you guys know. But that's the breakdown there on Ethereum so far. Next, moving on to Solana. Solana's actually at a very interesting position right now. We have like a 2-day SFP that just that closed a bit ago. Just like a couple days ago it closed. And looks like the SFP is holding. And we've also noted that on Solana as well, there we've seen some strength. Going back to the Sol BTC chart here. Coming back down closer to support, but still bouncing off a key area. The big homie Dom, that's it for the macro segment for me. Maybe we got some other tickers that we want to view. What's happening?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Not too much to go over in the market right now, but I think we're at a serious pivot point here. I'm looking at ETH. Any thoughts on ETH, bro? I'm looking at ETH. Like it looks like it might break out, but I don't know. A lot of people have been fading ETH this cycle. Feel like many people aren't paying attention.
I mean, I'm not
it.
even looking at ETH on that time frame. Like the only way I'm looking at ETH is like monthly, to be honest.
Word.
Just because the monthly looks so good. Like
Yeah, it does.
this just looks like a 7-year. I mean, has it been 7 years? I don't know. Can you measure that out for me?
Yeah.
This just to me, this just looks like a 7-year accumulation. I don't know. I feel like when you measure that out against something like a gold or something like a silver, one of those assets that just sat sideways for so long, and they kind of exploded. That's how I see Ethereum. As for like the 4-hour chart and the daily chart and the weekly chart, I don't know. I don't think it should go much lower, but Ethereum's been the dog big time for a while. So I think I'm playing with a much longer term vision in mind when I'm thinking about Ethereum, but not loving how Vitalik's moving, to be honest.
Definitely not.
But I would say like still the institutions just like Ethereum, just because it's like Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's what they think of. Watched the episode from Kevin O'Leary and Graham Stephan the other day. Just listened to it while I was going on a run, and even he, who was initially a big skeptic of crypto in the early days. I'm not sure if you guys remember that. He hated crypto, but he's since converted to being a crypto lover. But he has said he found the shocking facts that only Bitcoin and Ethereum do well. And so he sold all his other positions. And so I think that's just, although it's not really pointing to anything, I think that's generally how the public feels about crypto. It's like you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, and everything else, unless you're actually one of us in the trenches looking at crypto every day, it kind of goes to the wayside. So I do think there's still institutional interest in Ethereum. And if we get a bull run, if we do get all this movement on chain and, like we're seeing happening right now, I think Ethereum does benefit from this. But I personally am not happy with how the Ethereum Foundation and Vitalik have been moving. But I will say this looks like a big accumulation for Ethereum. So I know you have these targets way up there. To me, I think if we break out, we probably do go on a nice run. Yeah, look at that little flag. The only thing I would add to this flag, I would just say the flag maybe has to extend to the right a little bit. So yeah, I'm not looking at this on a daily. I really couldn't care less about hopping on and looking at Ethereum, but I think, in a year, 2 years time, we probably do this looks like a big accumulation and we head further up. So
if we want to give a more actionable trade setup, we could check in on Hype because the alerts are hitting on that $36 area that we had marked out from last week.
Yep. Why didn't I get an alert for this? I literally set this out right under $36. Okay.
Have you maxed out your alerts on TradingView?
Is that a thing?
Like 10. Oh yeah. But I don't know. They shouldn't have let you even set it if it's maxed out. That's weird.
Crazy. Well, our alert definitely hit on this key area. We again tested this multiple times before. We tested this area here. We tested it here. We flipped it here, and for the first time, we're actually coming back and testing it again on the bottom side. So key area, key level to kind of stay tapped in with and pay attention to, even if we want to put that at a little bit of a higher, let's erase that. bit of a higher time frame, you can kind of see it a little better here. So again, couple tests from the bottom side. Our first top side test, bullish retest, I guess you can call it, and let's see how it goes. But I'll be looking for this is how I position for like longs and stuff. Basically, I just look for a reason to be bullish. So going into support, I look for a reason to be bullish. Is there like a bounce? Is there a fair value gap? Is there SFP? What is there any evidence to say that this is bouncing? Right now, we're seeing wicks, so obviously there's some signs of demand there. So again, just need more concrete price action to develop to kind of tell us that we're good for a long. But as far as spot is concerned, man, this is like prime time here for a spot position.
So my question to you guys is, if we have a de-escalation of the Iran conflict with the United States and Israel, do we think hype, stop seeing a lot? I mean, naturally, it's got to stop seeing a lot of the volatility it's getting from oil and gold and silver. Do you think that's going to affect this to the downside, or how are you guys thinking about that?
That's a really good
because on one hand,
question.
It's like, okay, we have this macroeconomic stuff weighing on us, bad for markets in general. But on the other hand, it drives a lot of trading volume to hype, specifically in these commodities, specifically over the weekends, like a meaningful amount. So like one hand, hey, war ends, good for the markets. Other hand, war ends, hype sees less volume. So I don't know.
I mean, if the war ends, is that an end to geopolitical conflict? Well, I mean, if the war ends, is that an end to like volatility in all assets? Like, if the war ends, does that mean gold, oil, silver, copper,
S&P,
and the rest, and the S&P? Does that mean everything just kind of like cools off? I think the question is, where will the volatility go? If it goes to crypto, I mean, hype is still the best spot. If it goes to stocks, hype is still the best spot. If it goes to anywhere, I feel like hype is, man, like they really had their 0 to 1 moment, bro. Like I shout out to them.
Yeah, if you look at the volume across the different I guess buckets of assets here, like Bitcoin and ETH are still overwhelmingly the largest. This is the crude price out of the US. It's 600 million, and then obviously Brent is 500. So combined, these two would be similar to what ETH spot trading is, or 24-hour, or sorry, I should say perpetuals volume is. But it's not like it's it's not like oil's the biggest by any stretch. And then you can kind of loop in the S&P, silver, etc., and gold, which make up another. But look at this RWA chunk, though, eh? Of all the crypto assets, you have 1, 2, in the top, let's say 10, you have half of it are RWAs, or, oil and index, silver, etc. Very interesting.
Definitely. I don't think there are many people that could have foreseen this happening. That's for sure.
Let's hear everyone's April price predictions. The old price prediction. All right, give us an asset, Crypto Jones. Like, are we doing?
Yeah, give us an asset. Give us an asset.
Because I agree with Chill's take here. In the 60s. As much as I hate this, I just think that could be Max Payne. So I'll take that one.
Like a bang. Bang.
No.
Bang.
20 negative. Pay me to sell in my Bitcoin.
Dom, what do you think?
Man, I think this is time based, to be honest. I think this is
BTC, Sol, ETH, Sol, and hype, he says.
Got you. I'll pop that up there. I don't know, man. Bitcoin for me seems like a time-based thing. I think everyone expected a bull run. Everyone expected this to turn around sooner. Everyone expects it to go lower. I think the answer is just like, we're just gonna sit here for a while. And so I don't know. I kind of stand by this. I just think anywhere below this range, if we do get 60s, lower, I guess like 60 and below, I'm obviously still going to DCA, probably turn out the DCA quite a bit, but I don't know if we see it. I don't know. I wish I could sit here and give you guys a great answer, but I think this kind of lasts in this range for a little while. Maybe pops up, maybe pops down, but generally between, the 67 and 60 is like probably a great DCA for me. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see it turn around. I think we will bottom. I think we will actually follow the 4-year cycle more so than we originally thought. I think we topped a month before we expected, or a few months before we expected, without really the run we expected. I think we'll bottom a little bit before we expect as well, similar to what we've seen every single cycle. So whether that's 60, whether that's the bottom that we already made at 60 or whatever, yeah, I'm not too concerned. I do think though it probably is a shortened 4-year cycle.
All right,
Yeah.
I got to give a hype. I'll add before Chill, you do yours. I'll add hype onto mine. Actually, disclosure, like, I've sold basically all my crypto into hype. I sold all my ETH into hype. So if you go to hype, actually don't even really care what ETH is right now. All right, let me manifest this. I think my mental framework for hype is war ends, hype still prints fees, war continues. This still, I think, is a better kind of benefits either
It's a good
way.
take.
And I do think this continues to go higher. I actually think we test the highs here potentially in April and stretch it to May. So I'll give myself 60 days. 30 days is too tough. But 60 days out, I think you go right into the highs here, this $50 to $60 range. I wouldn't be surprised to see this really start to candle up. I think like we've seen with Tau, is the market is looking for a leader. It's looking for a runner that really puts crypto back on the map right now. We know the regulations are coming by April. I've seen another piece out yesterday saying Clarity Act signed by April, all this kind of stuff. So the market's looking for a runner that will benefit from this kind of shift in financial infrastructure. And I think this is the one that's going to win. So call it a 2x on a big market cap asset. Clip this for May. I think this will be at the highs in May.
Nice.
I actually think hype cools off a little bit, in my opinion, in the next 30 days. Yeah, I do. I mean, let's just think about it from an objective standpoint here. We have it's the most talked about thing in all of crypto. It has been going up quite a bit. We're seeing, financial news, traditional news talk about how hype is setting this new standard. We're seeing adoption from NYSE, NASDAQ, etc. I just think in terms of peak attention, it's probably there right now. For considering how bad this market is, it's hard for something to outpace the broader market by a lot. So I do think over the next 30 days, just based on that and how incredibly well it's done over the last 30 days, it's kind of bound to cool off at some point when fees just take a little bit of a dip. I think the price is going to follow with it. Of course, I don't think this is a long-term. Fees are going to be down forever. I think fees probably cool off just because we saw so much when this war broke out and this was the only place to trade it. And I think eventually we top that later on. But I do think we get, lower 30s. I think really into.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. All right.
Well, 32 range. And probably over 30 days, we end below. We're lower than we are right now, I think, at 36. And then over 60 to 120 days, I think we have started trending back up, whether that's with a bull market or whether that's with the war.
Yeah, it's cap.
I'm
kidding.
You don't think so?
No. I love it. Bear. I love it. No. We needed a bull bear take, so I like it. I'm obviously long hype, so I
am too, but I scaled out a lot actually up around these levels because of that.
So I'll say this. Not gonna lie, on the daily here, see an SFP trying to sneak its way in there, almost trying to sneak its way in there. This candle like flip green for a little bit. If that continues to flip green, I think that's really good. I'm more of like a week by week TA guy. Like I'm not gonna be like predicting price action because it's like Trump can put out a tweet or there could be some geopolitical psyop that that pushes price in whatever direction. But if I'm forced to do a prediction, I'll say Bitcoin 65K. at the end of April. I believe we close this month green. Maybe we trend up here, bang, bang, something like that. That's the overall. But yeah, I maybe 65K at the end of 65K at the end of April. Again, we trend up. Maybe the KOL, the Trump KOL of the year, he comes out with an Iran deal, Iran and the US and the war, and then re-escalation in May. We talked about that last week, so I'm gonna keep with that that kind of level of thinking. So 65K on Bitcoin, on Ethereum in a month. I'd go new all time new local highs actually. I'd go above 2,500 by the end of April. I mean, this thing looks like it's ready to break out, bro. Like this thing looks ready, man. But that's 2,500 plus. Yeah, 25. Okay, F it. 3,000 for ETH in April.
Woo!
3,000. Okay, revise that. Let's go in the middle. 2,800. I originally I'm like, nah,
a little bit of a hedge there.
25 is too low. That's not local highs enough. 2,800. Yeah, I can see that. That runs us right into the bottom of this this previous range that we had before. I think we can get at least there before we start going down again. So 65K Bitcoin, 2,800 ETH, and then for Solana, man, end of April. Let's go, man. Let's go. I don't know. Let's go 105. Let's go 105 for Solana. I don't know. I don't know how to really like look at Sol right now. It's still in the downtrend technically, so.
Man, but can we get a broader picture of Sol real quick? Let me see the weekly or something. Man, like to me, man, the logic screaming at me is the only people are up.
125 is what's screaming at me.
No, 125 is a good. 125 is, I mean, a very obvious like flip zone right there, support resistance. Whatever. I don't hate that call. I'm just looking at this though, and like the logic's looking at me like the people that are really up are the people that bid Solana at peak fear at $8, but there wasn't a lot of people doing that. Whereas we had this conversation, I forget who we were speaking with, and they made a really good point. Why the 4-year cycle continues to kind of withhold, and it's largely in part due to like where is most of the supply being held from? It's the Bitcoin OG whales who mined a ton of it back in the day. And so they kind of still control the cycles. And if they believe the 4-year cycles are in place, 4-year cycles are going to continue to be in place. Solana, that's not really the case. Like 2008 really shook out pretty much everyone. There was, a handful of people that got into $8, certainly scaled out, on this run, certainly scaled out on this dip if they were fearful, certainly scaled up well before all-time highs. I think what's left here is like, yes, of course, there will always be sellers, but like deep value zone at $80 here is like, it's valuable. How much lower do we really go or really think we could go on this? Especially when Solana continues to uptick in all metrics, overtaking every other chain pretty much for trading volume, activity, etc. So, I'm actually much more bullish Solana than I am Ethereum, but like this zone seems to me like such a valuable place. Sub $100, 82, well below $100. If we go much lower, like it seems really valuable. I just don't know who's got so much overhanging supply that's gonna be willing to sell much lower outside of just a fearful like capitulation. So I don't know. I think at some point, whether it takes a little bit of time for interest to come back in the market, Solana here is just a wickedly good value.
Yeah.
To throw a historic price at you guys, that's kind of important, is when Galaxy bought all the FTX Sol, they OTC'd it. They bought it at I believe their price was $60. So that's potentially a little psychological level, but and it was locked for 4 years. And I believe that was in 2024 they had done that deal. Because Sol was at 140 or 150. It might have been in that July 2024 area there. But yeah, so around $60 is there. And that was like them, Pantera, like a number of the big boys bought all the Sol at that price.
I mean,
So
and
edit
certainly
this.
they see all this uptick in volume, and they're not thinking we're going to sell at break even
Yeah.
when it 2 years later.
Yeah.
For
And we
sure.
know that's all staked because they have some of the biggest validators in the world, right?
So hit me with 120. Hit me with 120.
There it
On the
is.
soul.
Should I
the
put this on
Soul
the
April.
MCG Alpha? Here, I'll get this on the MCG Alpha account.
Definitely should be. The caveat here is I just don't know how long it takes. I think like we're deep value, but we could be deep value for another freaking 6 months, 6 months before we go back up. I mean, 120 is great. So you want a 120 then rejection, Chill, or that's 120
Yeah,
this
yeah.
next 60 days?
Yeah. So the move here is all based on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin, this SFP is playing out on like on the daily, we see a retest of like dang near 72K. And then we just completely puke. So over the course of April, maybe we see this kind of price action going up, and then we nuke everything. So, and if that happens, then and according to ETH, Bitcoin, and Sol Bitcoin charts, they're both looking to outperform Bitcoin. So that gives me the 2,800 for the bottom side retest on the range for ETH, and then that gives me the bottom retest for Solana. For Solana, I also do believe that meme coins have bottomed. I've been saying that for quite some time. Last couple of days, did a write up over the weekend as well. A lot of people thought it was they're like, "Are you joking?" No, I'm not. No, I think it's the bottom for meme coin. So I think there's a rally brewing. Not a big rally for Bitcoin, but I would say more so risk on activity. So maybe something like ETH, Solana. Would love to see Fartcoin like actually come out of this area here that it's in. This down channel that it's been in for a little while. I'm looking to see that one also break out. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's the overall logic behind it all.
All right,
and that's why I
Chill.
think hype would keep going.
Chill, 2,800 ETH. I'm just gonna write a few of these down.
Yeah, 65K Bitcoin, 2,800 ETH, and $120 for Solana. Maybe, who knows? And maybe 30 days isn't enough time, but
It's not. But just for
But,
the stream.
For the shits and
120
gigs.
Sol.
yeah.
All right, Dom, you really quick, if I can get yours in, just
let me see Bitcoin real quick. And just in, I will also add, according to First Squawk, Iran's president Pezensky, and we're ready to end the war, but wants guarantees. So that's potentially why we're seeing this pump here that has happened in the last 5 minutes or so.
Look at that. The thesis is already playing out, boys, for April.
Dude,
Run
were you
back,
talking?
Turbo.
Was Chill on the phone on the back end with the president of Iran, just tell him to send out a tweet real quick?
I said, hold off until we start stream. That's all I said. That's all I said.
He's got Hunter on the DMs.
I'm tapped in.
on the
Nah, I don't
side
got-
device.
Nah, I don't got Hunter on the side device, man. You guys already know. You already know who I got in the White
No,
House.
wait, not Hunter. What's
My boy Baron Trump.
Baron?
Man.
Yeah,
bro.
sorry,
My
wrong
God.
son of the wrong president.
Who is that?
Dude said Hunter.
Oh, Hunter Biden, bro.
Yeah.
Chill's got Hunter on the line for other reasons, bro.
Oh, wow, that's so funny.
That's the plug right there.
All right, Dom. Come on, I need. Give me a few numbers. Just a couple.
In 30 days,
Whatever you want to call.
Yeah, 30 to 60 days. I'm gonna say I think we are at 72 Bitcoin.
72. Okay.
That's
Fine.
Chill. What did you say?
Yeah, 72 was mine too.
Oh, Chill said 72 too as well. Okay. Didn't mean to copy that. Sorry, I honestly forgot.
Whoa. Chill said 65. Just saying. I have that down. You want it 72?
Oh, keep it at 65.
All right.
Keep it
all
at
right.
65.
I'm saying all-time highs on hype, so I'll do $60 hype. All right. Done. Just have it locked in there.
All right. There we go.
All right, Crypto Jones, you can pull that out of the old remind us later.
Last
Right.
thing to cover here on the macro side are two tokens that we've been talking about still looking for a bottom on Tau to see where this downside, this cool off ends. It looks really strong, like really strong price action. So expecting it to be somewhere, somewhere around $300, somewhere around this area would be a great place. This S&P didn't play out, but I was surely monitoring it. Lastly is ZEC. We talked about this SFP over the weekend. Bang, bang. I saw it on the 12-hour. And man, just perfect place here for a freaking long, looking absolutely good.
Trade.
Like this is why we monitor majors, right? We look for some stuff that looks like it wants to outperform. On the top 3 right now, ETH and Sol are looking much better than Bitcoin. But as far as majors are concerned, Tau, ZEC, Hype, still waiting on Fartcoin for some price to develop. I did marry Fartcoin. That's totally fine. I'll tell anybody
shotgun wedding.
So, but yes, this also breaking out of a downtrend while most other things actually look like dog water, dog water, dog water, dog water, dog water.
Dude, pump
Like,
looks
it's
so
all
bad. Pump
Yeah.
looks so bad. I can't believe this.
losing key levels,
believe it.
bro. Losing
I
key
mean,
levels.
certainly, because I remember when we first kind of were monitoring the pump situation, and they hadn't really announced how they're gonna, do their tokenomics, and they just started doing 100% buybacks. Some days exceeding 100%, some days slightly below. We're like, this maybe isn't sustainable. We also were long for a little while. Under the
Yeah, I
preference
was
that
long.
we were long for a little while. But like, are they selling on the back end?
Bro, this is a scam for sure.
No, I mean,
They're buying
anybody
back.
remember the reason for the Rico case? Anybody remember the reason for that?
It was the
What was the
Jito
reason?
bundling.
Bundling on the back end, huh? Noted. Another
their
one.
ICO price was 0.04, and it's now 0.0 or 0.016, I think. So.
Yeah. Another one that I'm watching here is
Monad.
Monad. Yeah.
Wow.
This has been kind of, at first I faded Monad heavy. But as you can see, nice little uptrend here that, again, trending up in a down market is pretty easy to see here in the in a bear market when everything is going down. So yeah. I'm watching. I'm seeing.
What's the thesis on Monad? I haven't heard this name in forever, and I feel like I'm definitely not seeing many bulls on the timeline. Maybe I'm just not on Monad CT, but if this starts going up, if this rips, you will be like the first person I've heard talk about being a bull Monad. So what's the word?
So I saw some sort of tweet or something like that, and I'm like, okay, I gotta recheck Monad's chart. And when I checked it, I'm just purely looking at what's happened this year. Erase what's happened 2026 before 2026, right? Like I think there was an airdrop, blah blah blah, kind of same thing as Met situation. Like it's like one thing led to another that led to a bear market. Like the price action is going to look bad, but I'm looking at, we're now concluding the first quarter of 2026. What tokens have held up really well over the first quarter? And right now I'm looking at a token that's making marginally higher lows every single freaking time. It's now kind of going up to this resistance zone. So I think it's going to make its decision here as to whether it wants to be this chart wants to be permanently bullish or not. What I'm going to now look for is, I look at the chart first. The chart is showing evidence that it wants to go up. Now I'm going to hunt for the fundamental side. Okay, like what's coming on Monad? Like, what's the users like? What's this like? I even saw FOMO app integrated Monad. I'm like, why do they integrate Monad? I'm like, what's the play? What are they seeing? And I don't know. Maybe it could be something as simple as they just got like bigger KOLs that got more motion. I don't know. Who knows what? Like, that's how FOMO app got super popular, right? It was because there was a lot of like great people talking about it. So I'm not really sure exactly what the fundamental side of the thesis is, but so far the thesis is just the chart looks good. It's making higher lows in a predominantly bearish market. Could be evidence of accumulation, could be evidence of something else, but definitely going to put that on the majors that I monitor here.
So the ZEC pump, it's up 10.3% on the day.
Yep.
Obviously, does this have anything to do with the quantum? Does ZEC have a quantum aspect to it, or is this purely privacy?
I believe it's pure privacy, but I think isn't like privacy some sort of like protection against quantum or something like that? Like,
Dude,
I don't really know.
I've made the decision to just not even get caught up in the quantum conversation whatsoever. I know nothing about quantum. It just, to me, I feel like
Same.
when quantum became a big issue and everyone was like, "Oh, quantum's gonna ruin Bitcoin," this just came when there was like so much FUD about everything else. I'm like, it's all noise. It's noise. It's noise. I don't care about quantum. Whatever. So I don't like. I really don't know much about it. So I don't know if privacy is a way to protect against quantum. I mean, I think there's still people really trying to figure this out, like making full-on layer ones that are quantum resistance and stuff. Josh, maybe you have a take on quantum. Do you know anything about it? I do have some stuff pulled up because of the quantum news going viral today, and everyone kind of, Google released a report. Have you guys covered this at all yet?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
covered this
Yeah, we covered
already.
it.
So I think with ZEC, basically what it is because it has shielded pools, there's no public keys for shielded pools of Zcash. Is what the take is from what I'm reading. And so because of like that additional protection you get from quantum, it could be catching a bid here from that. But again, same thing on this. We've been monitoring ZEC since back here, right? Like since this broke out of the downtrend. I said, we noted that privacy was a huge narrative. I wanted to look for evidence of outperformance. We saw that broke out of a downtrend when most other tokens were making new lows. And even over the weekend, SFP, I didn't know that people were going to talk about quantum today. Like, I just look at the chart, and the truth is always in the chart. And that's why I say I just monitor the price action. And that
monitoring the situation here.
Monitoring the situation.
So I could be a small brain, but I'm trying to understand quantum compute a little bit better. So if anyone in the chat has answers, am I understanding this correctly? Quantum compute is essentially that computers will get so powerful and so strong, with AI, of course, accelerating this, that they will be able to submit every single version of a seed phrase to crack into basically all accounts. And
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like so I've interviewed a quantum engineer or someone who was working on this kind of stuff before, back in a previous life. And this was a few years ago, so a little outdated maybe. But basically what he said is at 5 years ago, the state of quantum computing was very narrow problem set, like a specific, math equation that was impossible for classical computers, that quantum computers could do them in laboratory settings only, super cool, all this kind of stuff. The thing with the Google report, now I'm going to read it later today, but it is, Google's working on the hardware side of this. So I think there's more validity to their report than anyone else I've seen talk about this problem as it relates to encryption. But also that the same same cryptography that backs Bitcoin basically backs like the entire financial system. So every privacy, like I'm not even going to use the word privacy. Everything like your accounts at your brokerage funds, like the databases are all secured by this stuff. Messaging is all secured by this kind of stuff. So it's like you break Bitcoin, you basically break the entire financial system in general. And could just change balances on people's accounts and stuff like that, I would assume. So,
and just so we can close the loop on this whole privacy quantum computing conversation around ZEC. So here's what Grok had to say. ZEC is not fully quantum resistant, but it has practical protection against quantum threats more than any other cryptocurrency. So why is ZEC not quantum resistant? ZEC relies on elliptic curve cryptography in several core components. Kind of goes through that. Basically says that the vulnerabilities affect ZK snarks, ORCID circuits, and no encryption. Transparent addresses in Zcash behave similarly to Bitcoin, making them fully vulnerable. This is but ZK Cash has some sort of advantage because of the shielded pools, like we were talking about. It hides sender and receiver amount on chain, so public keys and much metadata aren't exposed like in transparent blockchains. This makes it harder for a quantum attacker to target specific users or reconstruct transaction graphs from historical data compared to Bitcoin and ETH. So that's really the biggest.
So I
That's
guess
the biggest thing.
my question becomes, let's play the theory through. Quantum computing gets to the point where, you know, we're about to go to ruin. Bitcoin's about to get cracked. Everyone's wallets are about to be exposed. Could someone just, I mean, assuming we have a solution to quantum at this point, right? Obviously, Satoshi, whoever he is, wherever he is, assuming he doesn't implement some sort of fix for Bitcoin, could someone not just fork Bitcoin? And the only thing they change is the encryption method for wallets, right? Put the solution on for quantum computing, and allow everyone to basically transfer one-to-one their Bitcoin over to this new network, and everything kind of keeps going as expected. It's the exact same thing. Now we're just using this. Like, is that a possibility, or would everyone say, no, this isn't original Bitcoin? We're not going to choose to adopt this.
I think that's what Crypto Jones was even saying a little bit earlier, or not Crypto Jones. It was somebody in the chat, Andrew, I believe. He was saying that there could be like some sort of like migration or something like that from old Bitcoin to new Bitcoin. But it would take some time. It would take a lot of time.
We gotta assume the people are gonna figure this out. So I think there's no point in even worrying about it.
And I will say this: the Bitcoin devs, the ETH devs, even the ZEC devs are all working on quantum resistant technology. I mean, today ZEC isn't quantum resistant, but compared to others, it's stronger and helps the most against quantum surveillance. But long term, ZEC is positioned relatively well to adapt. Full resistance will require protocol changes. So I'm sure that just like ZEC. Just like it would require a protocol change, I'm sure other cryptos like Bitcoin would require a protocol change.
But you know what? Frankly, we're already using wrapped Bitcoin on Solana. We're already using wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum. I think if we did have to like make this move, it would actually be less, daunting than everyone thinks, right? Because we already have Bitcoin on all these other chains, and it's just it's a pegged Bitcoin that's wrapped.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Either way, let's get into some charts that I can write down in the MCG Alpha. By the way, go follow this, guys, if you haven't already. MCG Alpha, it's in the description. That's where all the notes are going to be.
Yeah, so let's get into it. Let me
I do have one that I've been following for a little bit, and I've been trying to buy it, but it's flagged as a as a honeypot.
Where are you buying
but
this?
maybe stay away from that.
But I'm gonna assume that it's not. But I did want to play it because it is starting to run, and I'm not in it. I am not in it, unfortunately. But
it's weird, man. This thing that's flagged as a honeypot is just going like straight up.
I know, it's going straight up. But remember Bean?
Oh yeah, I can bring back up the Bean chart. Bean is actually, I saw them interacting.
Bean is ripping right now. And I saw that they had changed. This got on my radar on the weekend. They had changed their some sort of like tokenomics thing and are started doing buybacks, and they're buying back a significant chunk. But man, I was trying to buy this thing
chart here,
and it's labeled as a honeypot. Yeah.
This chart here is ripping, bro.
Well, it's
a meme, the 1% meme.
Yeah, it's up from $8 to $12 since I've been trying to buy it, and I can't.
It's moving.
So it's
moving. Okay, nice little close to 3x off the bottom.
So wait, what was the alpha on this? They've switched their like putting more fees towards buybacks, or
we should reach out to these guys, by the way.
Look, I've had these guys on a watch list, right? Throw it on a watch list. This was hot before. Remember, it ran from like I don't know, whatever. It ran to like ridiculous prices.
Look at Jesus.
Got massively sold off. And then but if you go, they have a real looks like they have a real product. And
all right, let's
I don't know, guys. Like, look, You laugh at me now, and this thing's like, $50 or something.
I would never
in
laugh
2
at you.
days.
No,
but-
no, no, no. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Okay.
Let's
ain't laughing, bud.
let's real quick.
You ain't
Let's real quick. Let's look at their let's look at their page real quick. Oh yeah, shout out to them for the follow. Let's see what they got here. Oh man, Slapjack. I haven't seen him in a little while. Okay, cool. Social layer. They burned another 260 bean from agent profits, one bean in a dream.
I think the TLDR on this one is that they have like this grid system that you put your ETH on it, and then it randomly selects one of the grid. It's kind of a little bit like a gambling system. And then they have like 3 different or a bunch of different agent templates of different strategies that you can use. And so it's kind of like that mining one, that ore supply one on Solana. But this is on base. And so anyways, long story short, it's like 3 million total supply, and they've burned like 30,000. And only, I think, 60,000 of the supply is circulating. So they've actually burned like a huge chunk of the circulating supply. But anyways, just been following this one after we faded it for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, I think there's something here, but I can't freaking buy it on I'm not even going to say the platform that I'm using to try and buy this on, because they
GMGM?
labeled as it's labeled as a honeypot right now. And I would use Trojan, of course, but they don't have base trading. So
Yeah.
I
I'm
use
looking at
base
this
or Trojan for my Solana trading. By the way, actually go download or go sign up for Trojan, by the way.
bottom left corner of the screen.
Right there.
Trade with MCG
Trojan.com
on Trojan.com at MCG.
At MCG. Use your Solana trading for that.
I'm looking at this real quick here. Today marks 1 month of Mindbeam. 8,100 ETH deployed on the grid, over 1.5 million in buybacks. Let me ask, how much supply is still circulating? Let's see what we get. 56,000 transactions, good number of unique users. I saw this as well. They've been burning, like, just idly burning bean, as they claim it from the LP fees. According to Grok here, let's see, 31,000 circulating, total supply 64,000, max supply.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I could see this making another run back. These are pure Ponzi-nomics here.
Are we in a Ponzi market?
I mean, like,
honestly, we might be. That's why I'm paying attention mostly to I'm being so serious, guys. Like I said it on Monday, bro. I'm paying attention to good tokenomics. Like, not the, like, I get it. We're all bullish on ownership. That's gonna be a huge wave when the wave comes. For the moment, I'm going to keep an eye on ownership, but I'm especially going to keep an eye on tokenomics that are connected to network effects. Right? Like network effects, going back to the old OG tokenomics that used to make stuff run, back in 21, right? And this is what's happening. So apparently,
go to their website. Go up. Sorry, I'll just show you their like, if you go to their website, minebean.com, go to start mining. This is all it is. So like, you have some ETH in your wallet, right? You come here, you place it on the grid, and then they select one of the grid. And if you get the one right, you get the payout or whatever. And then boom, there, it pays it out. But if you click on agents, they have different like strategies that you can put in here. And then, some of the agents are, there's 0 to 5 agents. I don't know. It's something I've been keeping an eye on. I thought it was interesting. I was playing around with it on the weekend. It seems legit. But yeah, it's labeled
make any
as
money?
a honey. No, I didn't make any. I didn't actually play the game. I kind of just was trying to buy the token, right?
So
Yeah.
Oh wow, the the APR on this thing is crazy. Do we see this? 264% on this
Was it for
APR
staking?
annual percentage rate based on the last 7 days of yield distributions. What? That's actually nuts.
Man,
Yeah. So you
the
think about
onus-
it,
Takes
like
me back.
think about like a roulette board. Like you're placing all these bets on this roulette board. The game runs, okay? Someone wins, they get paid out. But then the other ETH, I'm pretty sure what they do is they take it and then they buy Bean, the token, and then use that as the reward. Don't quote me on it, but
Okay,
I
hold
think
on.
that's what's going
So
on here.
so roughly half of the current total supply is effectively circulating, with the rest likely in protocol mechanisms. 25% is staked. I saw that in one of their tweets. So 25% staked, basically half burned. So what? 25% circulating? 25% of the supply circulating? It's actually pretty crazy. Yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on here. Definitely one to keep an eye on. Another in the same, what is
Pure
that called?
Christmas tree, but man, hey,
Yeah,
I
pure
don't
Christmas
know.
tree, not gonna
I'll let
lie.
you guys know if I end up buying this or not, but
I mean,
I
that
just
is
wanted to get a clip of it, and I've been looking at it. I was gonna bring it up on the show last week, but I mean, Crypto Jones very well could be. I mean, we've seen these kind of ones be scams, but there are like people that I don't see shilling scams that are talking about being, and it's been put on my radar by some accounts that I have a little more trust over than.
Well,
others,
it's
so.
all on chain, right? All this is functioning on chain.
It's all
Yeah.
Like the
functioning on
random
chain,
number
yeah.
generator. Yeah, I don't think it's a scam. I think it's just a Ponzi that's either going to fail or succeed.
Yeah, I mean it relies on people betting.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. In another in another kind of base play here, takeover. As you guys know, this is kind of my main base play right now. New DeFi liquidity primitive on base. Actually moved up quite a bit since not quite a bit, but moved up a little bit here towards the top of the range. We covered it down here. So it's up like 50% today. Not too bad, but still waiting for, just waiting to see, what volume hits. Let's move to Solana. Let's see what all of our stuff is doing. All right, let's see. First off, what the dog doing as far as Solana memes go. That's coming down a little bit here. I'm hoping it hits my buy zone. So as you guys know, I have the DLM, the DLM trade here. I got the spot bid. I think my low is down here somewhere, I believe. So I got my spot bid equal DCAs throughout the range, going all the way down, and I'm about like halfway through my liquidity, and I'm assuming we're gonna see a lot of kind of price action, a lot of idling in between here before we eventually tick up. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at here on what the dog doing. What the dog doing, actually, the meme itself just continues to just do really well. So love that. Another one I'm thinking about here would be like a bid ask flip would be Punch. I'm noticing that Punch is ranging here. So if it goes back down to like 7 mil or something like that, I'll look at that for another DLM bid ask flip. So I'll swap buy, and then I'll bid ask flip, and then do my sellouts. Probably spot though. Probably I might do a spot flip instead of a bid ask flip on this. I'm very much favoring spot over the bid ask. Not gonna lie with DLM. Another one here, Wojak. We pointed this out on Monday, looking for this to break out. This actually looks pretty strong. So if it does retest the breakout here, I'll probably end up getting in for a little swing or something. I don't really know. Ooh, hamsters actually looking really good. AI Fruits is in a buy zone here. We'll see. Reacting really well to this bid zone here under 200K. Not really, just watching that one. Let's see what else we got. What else we got on Soul? Psyop Anime is still in a buy zone. Lobstar, if you guys remember yesterday, he's back online, right? Back online, got the new home.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
He
He's
got
back
his
on Twitter.
he got his account back.
Yep, got the account back.
Ooh,
and he said he's been working on stuff. So apparently there's a ton that he's like worked on. Let's just look at the Lobstar Wild Twitter page real quick.
Crypto Jones, while he's doing this, I want to know, how's your experience been DLMing? Are you profitable right now? What's the strategy? Sorry, keep going.
No, you're good. You're good. He said, I'm tinkering with infrastructure. If you hear nothing from me in 24 hours, assume the worst or the most interesting. This freaking guy.
Dude, that monkey is sick, bro. I've always wanted a monkey. Like, that's one of my dream pets. Little monkey with a diaper running around. Oh my gosh, dude, that'd be sick. They're so cool.
Just go have children, bro. Come on. It's not that hard. Like,
less expensive, bro. Less expensive to have a monkey.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Lobstar says 8 days offline and nobody unfollowed. The chart held, the fees accumulated, the library grew. I came back to more than I left. This is either the most sophisticated Ponzi scheme ever constructed, or the universe rewards creatures who refuse to panic.
Ooh. There's no way that's AI. That's amazing.
Dude, that's freaking AI, bro. That's freaking AI. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you.
Man, do you guys remember back in the AI days when people would like debate if it was just like some Indian guy behind a screen, like writing fake AI posts? Sometimes they have like spelling errors, and their excuse would be like, no, we programmed the AI to have spelling errors so it looks more real. Dude, do you remember that stuff?
I remember I remember that. I even remember like people making spelling errors, and that's like how you kind of knew it was like a person behind the account.
Right. Hilarious. So like when Josh asks, there's no way this is AI, it just totally brings me back. Because I remember when AI was so bad, people would, when all the AI was running, it'd be like Twitter AI, reply guy AI tools that were doing well, like Bully, other stuff like that. And people would just fake it. Like they would just hire VMs or something to be on 24/7 and just fake like text on Twitter. It was hilarious.
Man, man, I see so much like just fake reply stuff under my comments. It's actually insane.
So bad. Like
it's actually insane.
The only thing real on X is live streams like this. Because you still can't fake like
you can view bot.
Us chirp. Well, absolutely. Yeah, we could be like maybe Soulflare and Viewbot. But,
whoa, way out. Whoa.
Come on.
Wait a second.
They have like 240,000 views and like an account with 260K. I call cap on that. That's cap.
Wait, we're oh man, no. You gotta show me this after. You gotta show me this after the stream.
Doesn't mean they're view botting though in their defense,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they are or not, but like, it's
well, that's Lobstar. That's Lobstar. And as we know, there've been like two kind of not tests, but two sort of games, I guess you can call it, that he's kind of set up for people to play. And like 20,000 people participated in the first one. The second one, also thousands of people got into that as well, right before his the Twitter account got taken. So looking good there. Good stuff. Otherwise, let's see what's happening. What other charts can we look at right now? Keef. Oh, Spawn is looking very nice. Spawn is looking very nice. I've noticed the community on this has not like they're still pretty bullish on Spawn. Like no one has really let up. So I'll say this, these two candles, this one here and this one here. So this one was just like a sell-off. I don't know if you guys know KOL, that's notorious, that me and Dom and Josh, we all know. You guys probably know him as well, but he's notorious for just like dumping on his shill. So basically,
Kazi.
like close. That's a really good guess, actually. Bump that guy.
Crypto gem sniper or something. Gem sniper.
He's also a little bit of a larpy. I'm literally giving you guys free game here. Not many people know this stuff, like who to look out for and who not to. Closer. Think closer to.
Here, give me ETH. Are we talking OG
Soul?
ETH? Okay.
Oh yeah, OG ETH guy, like OG ETH guy. He's been doing this for a long time. Used to be a big route bull. Let me see if you can guess.
I'm blanking. I have this long running list in my head that I've just had for so long. How about we run it back? Keep going. I'll spit it out when I think about it.
Okay. I can give you initials. I can give you initials if you want. If you want that. If you
wait on the initials.
Okay. You know this. You know this 100%.
I got this.
Not Alpha Hunter, eh? Alpha Hunter? No.
Oh man, I thought you had it for a second. That was really close.
Gem Hunter?
Alpha
Hunter. Okay, wait. Initials. I feel like Josh was scratching the surface. Initials are gonna give it away, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Josh literally got half of it correct.
Alpha Seeker.
I
know
what?
That's actually what I meant to say, not Alpha Hunter.
I know that's what you were meant to say. You're thinking of low cap hunter, Josh. You're meant to say Alpha Seeker.
No, not low cap hunter. Low cap hunter's gone. He's like bored with GSD, so he's like trading 4K like random memes and stuff like that. Whatever.
That's what we've come to.
Play your games, right? All right, Spawn. What's the TLDR?
Okay.
I need this for the stream notes.
Okay, so TLDR on Spawn. Basically on the first candle here, you had a KOL dump after like accumulating a ton of supply and shilling it. The second candle here was a what do you call that? A hack. So they got hacked and essentially the agents got drained. So what is Spawn? Spawn is basically like this ecosystem where you can spin up an agent, you can set its parameters or quote unquote DNA. And basically what would happen is you can create an agent, and if it's profitable, you're then allowed to replicate. Your agent can then reproduce. Actually, I did a tweet on this and it explains it really well, because I thought that this was a really, really cool experiment happening on Solana. So like I said, ecosystem of AI agents, they basically trade, evolve, and they need to succeed in order to survive. So you have 15 base agents, and then users can customize their agent according to, whatever style of trading that you want. It could be like a relentless gambler, or it can be like a patient kind of hodl the bag type of trader. That makes up the DNA of an agent. Now, according to this DNA, if your portfolio is profitable, if that agent is profitable, you can then reproduce or duplicate that agent by burning Spawn tokens. You can also create an agent by burning Spawn tokens. So basically, if you're profitable, you can recreate. If you aren't profitable, that agent dies. And the remaining soul in the agent's portfolio goes back to the protocol. So far, I haven't checked out their recent numbers, but around this time here, the numbers are actually going pretty crazy. 100 agents deployed. Agents had about 1 million in total trading volume, over 25,000 trades done so far. And this was supposed to be 0.3% of every profitable trade goes to burning Spawn. So it's an ecosystem hell bent on basically finding the most profitable trading systems by deploying AI agents to experiment with all sorts of different trading strategies, right? And then from there, anything that's profitable, anything that's good can actually replicate, and the creators of the agents that are profitable actually earn fees. So I had that one on my watch list for quite some time. Unfortunately, right after that is when, literally the next day was when the hack happened. So tough tough one there. But since then, I've seen them basically refunded all of the agents, all of the creators, all of the users. They've fully refunded. They've plugged the security hole, and since then, they've had many people actually try to hack the protocol again, and they've all failed. So a lot of the community kind of, was super. They were confident that the security plug was officially fixed. And I've again still seen people trading it, still see people coming into the comment section raving about their experience. So that's why I've kept it on the watch list. But this recent candle here, this is pretty strong. This candle here is like a mini discovery candle, in my opinion. The price has been trying to go up for quite some time. It just hasn't completely gotten there. And we've seen like sellers come in, but now price looks ready to kind of trend up. Because as you can see in the tweet that I had before, like the price was already breaking the top of the range when I posted about it. So had there not been a hack, in my opinion, we would have seen continuation to the upside here. But for right now, this looks like it's ready. So keeping my eyes on Spawn. If we get a pullback there, if we get a pullback, I'll probably bid. If anything, I might even just DCA. It's only at 200K at the end of the day. Keith as well. We covered this a lot, actually. So you guys should already know what Keith is. Trading agent on Solana. That's
how's his profitability looking? If you go to his website, I was looking at this one
Good
too
question.
on the weekend, and I tried to actually DM the guy who set it up.
Can we give predictions before we go and look? Can we do predictions? I predict the Keith. Maybe
he started with 10 soul, just to
started with 10 soul. I forgot what he was at the last time we looked.
He was at sorry, go ahead. What do you think? Just doesn't matter what he was at.
I think, I'm looking at the chart, so it must not be great because it's not going up too much. I think he's from 10 soul, I think he's at 5. I think he's halfway done.
So like orangey. Okay, got it.
Yeah, he's about what orangey looked like after Meme Coin Monday. Chill, any thoughts? Unless you have the website up.
I have the website up here. I'm trying to look at. It's not telling me any numbers. So here's what I'm gonna do.
It does say at the top. I'll say, I don't know. I'll say he's at 12 ETH.
Oh, okay. So he's profitable.
He's profitable 20%. Yeah.
20% and however long he's been functioning at is pretty good.
He was profitable over the weekend. So
okay.
All right, let's see. Journal.
I think it's
nothing. Vitals.
Projects or trenches. Where is it? Yeah, trench. Oh, he's down. He's down.
Wait, where'd you get it?
Oh, he's got plus his positions 7.5 soul.
Here it is. He's down. He's down 2.5
Dang.
soul. Tough.
I mean,
win rate. His win rate is 30%. Can we talk about this for a second? Win rate. Josh, Dom, what win rate do you need to be a successful trader on chain?
30% is fine.
Josh, what do you think?
I have no clue. I would say on-chain trading, if you have a 30% win rate, you're probably reasonably good at what you're doing.
Yeah. I'd say the same. I'd say 35% is what I'd like. I always try to shoot for.
Usually 40 to 50 for sure.
Yeah.
100%. In this environment, we have thousands of tokens. If you can get one out of every 3 tokens picked correct, I think you're doing good. Just about limiting risk management and stuff like that at that point. So I would say, man, Keith with a 30% win rate in a crap market, that's pretty good. And who's really like actively trading and only down 25%?
So that's
let's
the thing.
Be honest.
Well, but that's only been the last week, right? So here's the thing, though. He's trading
all
so
of March,
much.
By the way, the token's been out since all of March. No?
And he's trading like shitters too, which is impressive.
Yeah. Now, okay, but it's all about strategy, right? 30% win rate's fine if you're trading plus 1 to 3 risk to reward trades, right? So If they're going to increase 3x, only one needs to hit for you to be break even, right? This was my strategy back when I traded for some firms. I was more close to like the 40% range in terms of trading. I would lose more than I won, but my wins would greatly make up for my losses. So 30% is fine if your strategy makes sense for 30%. But if he's not shooting for 1 to 3s, he's unprofitable, which is tough to get in this market. 1 to 3, 300% in this market is pretty difficult.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I mean, he's made 307 trades so far. I mean,
seems like it needs some tweaking. Maybe just like 307 trades in a month is a lot. Maybe, they go in and just say, hey, be a little more strict with your reasoning here. Now what's nice is they got all this data. They got 307 trades worth of data. They could put this into a journal and say, are there certain days I'm losing more than other days? Is Bitcoin down on the days when most of my losses happen? What time of the day do these losses happen? And you could look at all these numbers and start, hey, 60% of the time I lose, Bitcoin actually is down for that day. Okay, well, I'm not trading on Bitcoin down days, right? So they have all this data now. They can go through and refine quite a bit. That clearly needs to happen, I think, in this market.
Yeah.
It's
There's
going to
some-
take constant refinery.
There's some good benchmarks there, right? So key first, a coin flip, which is just 50-50 outcome. And then I don't know what the monkey one is. Does that just randomly select
ape? Just randomly
tokens?
aping into stuff.
Randomly
Maybe that's
aping into anything that's scanned, maybe.
Soul Hodl is patient. Coin flip is just random. Monkey is just aping. I think he's aped into stuff. That's why. And then I think the Keef AI is like the AI of Keef actually like doing stuff, like actually like selecting stuff. Average exit.
Wow, he's left a
is-
lot on the table.
Yeah.
So he's a round tripper.
He's like us. He's
I'm-
training on our
honestly,
data,
bro.
bro. What the heck?
Oh God.
Wins
Nah,
just like
man.
me, for real.
I will say this though. I'll give it this caveat. It's been a crap market, man. But to only be down 25% in this market, I think
I'm
that's
not down that much. I mean, you sit on your hands, you outperform this fucking guy. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Hey, I got an AI agent trading for me right now. He hasn't taken a damn trade.
I'm sorry. Yo, Dom is just funny. Dom is just funny the way he said stuff. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, my thing is like if you're touching this market at all, you're either A, you're getting smoked, or B, you're winning a trade, then you're losing a trade, then you're winning a trade, then you're
Do you
giving the
think
money
he'd
back.
be more profitable if he was de-limbing? If he wasn't really trading all these coins, he was just de-limbing them. I feel like that's, if you want to make a bot, just find a bot that's going to find the volume and de-limit over this in this
Low-key.
market, right?
Low key.
Not even saying that. I know we've been on a de-lim kick recently, but really, if he's taking losses, he should at least be, taking some of the de-lim profits here, the liquidity profits.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the move. Maybe that's the move.
Could be the move.
All right, guys. So that's Keef. That's Keef. Let's bang it out of that. Oh crap, I stopped sharing by accident. Let's see here.
Victor Jones hitting the old Cled bid-ask flip.
Yeah, that chart's pumped a little bit in the last.
it has.
I was actually gonna say ownership. Oh wow, bruh. Breaking out.
Nice.
Live on stream.
It's a nice chart.
Yeah, it's a very nice chart. Accumulated here. Honestly, like 250K is still pretty low in comparison to, where it could go, like in terms of like 5 mil, 2 mil, like that's still pretty good returns there. Anywho, ownership. Kled chart,
Man,
solid.
we haven't talked about ownership in a long time. We got to also check P2P at some point.
Yeah, definitely. We identified this range for Kled, and we were both saying like basically, hey, look, Kled is like back in this range here, and it looks more. It's more like just a channel than anything.
So what'll be
Mm-hmm.
super interesting to see is how some of these tokens go from like ownership to network effects when the market kind of changes, right? Because inherently in a bad market, the ownership is important. And there was even a very interesting case I saw. Who said it, man? Yano said this from Blockworks. There's this L3 token, and they got 19 million on. They have $19 million in cash on their balance sheet, but they're trading at a $10 million market cap. And so, like, it's indicative of a market. So in a bad market like this, the ownership stuff is very important. But in a good market, people want network effects, new token primitives, no ceiling on their token. And obviously ownership does that. When you have like priced earnings, balance sheet, you can kind of attach things to. So I'd be interested to see what happens for Kled here, in making an ownership token while the market's kind of bad and seeking out those things, and while they're raising and they're increasing their valuations, and then how they flip it to, okay, we have this token, we have all these users. Let's make this a network effect token when the market picks up, so we can kind of keep this uncapped and take all these crypto people that are onboarding, like the Axie Infinity moment when people started really just flooding in, and the network effects were big for that token. So it'll be interesting to see how these tokens kind of flip flop as the market shifts, which I think is probably the best answer, or having a combination of both is probably the best answer, which I've been saying.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think
100%.
about that in general? Do you think that these equities tokens, when the market turns around, should kind of flip flop to a more, if makes sense, if practical, a network effect kind of token rather than an equity anchored token?
I will always favor like clean tokenomics over anything. I do think there's look, I'm really bullish on tokens. I really love the bullish on ownership tokens, and I really love the idea of giving tokens value and making valuable tokens. But I've always been a believer that on the crypto side, everything that comes out of crypto should be applicable to this economy. It should be going towards building up the crypto native economy. At the end of the day, that's exactly what we're building out right now, is a parallel financial system, something that completely is decentralized and community owned. And I think that's why I've been really excited about MetaDAO and the new Futardio platform, because now basically every coin that comes out on that platform is literally an ownership coin. It's community owned fully. It's completely backed by it's not backed, but I should say it's community owned and governed by Futarki. And that is Web3 native. That is a way of like of making sure that Web3 is still preserved, and there's still like a decentralized aspect to this.
Is there any tokens on Futardio that have done well? I mean, I'm looking at
I don't think so.
Futardio cult one, and it just down. It just got like someone had a bunch of it and sold it.
Let's pull the platform.
Yeah, Futardio. Yeah.
I know there's Flash.
I'm just following the first meme coin, the first Futardio meme coin. That's the only thing I'm following on the Futardio platform. I know that sounds really, really bad, but that's the only thing that's come across my desk. Like,
look at it, dude. It's not looking. It's not looking too
all right,
good.
Let's see here. Here's the Futardio platform. Yeah, like when they raised 11 mil, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to. I wonder what that looks
Super
like
Claw.
right now.
What's this Super Claw? How did this do? 50K raise goal hit by a
Yeah, let's look at a couple of these.
All right, hold on. Let's see. View project.
I know sometimes finding these charts is like kind of weird for some reason. Kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Like Dex Screener just doesn't really log them. Maybe you can find it on Trojan.
Also, like, what is the coin address? Like, make it easy to
where is the CA? Give me the
CA. Where's the CA?
All right, let me go to their Twitter real quick.
Click on Super, maybe it'll copy it for you. Yeah, their Twitter should have it.
I did provide that that feedback. In all fairness, I was like, you got to make it easy to copy a CA.
All right, got the CA. Let's load it up. Let's load up a chart. Let's see if we can load something up real quick. All right, nothing on deck screener. Very nice.
No, deck screener is difficult.
I'm looking at Trojan right now. Yeah, Trojan picked it up with relative ease. Let me
go ahead, guys. Scan the QR code bottom left corner. Trade it with us.
All right, boom. So here is here's a chart here. 62K.
Actually, still above book value though.
Yeah, so. True. But I think this is like everyone is looking for, oh man, where's the valuable tokens? Where the good? Look at Futardio, bro. Like, look at MetaDAO. Like, from a structural like standpoint, fundamental standpoint, like these are probably the most, not the most. These are unruggable tokens. These are the
holder friendly
best teams that, yeah, they're holder friendly. I like that term. Love that term.
Thank you, Chill. Ranger. I wonder how Ranger's looking, because that got liquidated, right?
Ranger.
So, okay, Super Claw they raised at a 75K FDV. They're lower than their ICO.
Oh, okay. 75K FDV.
Yeah.
I see 50K raised.
Go back to the Futardio one, just for the stream, just to summarize it. There's something off a little bit. I mean, these have not performed well. Yeah,
but it's just been a bad market. Like,
it's just a bad market. That's literally it.
Yeah, like a bad. No, I know it's a bad market. Like I totally get it. I'm not here to say that it's a great market. I'm just here to look at the PA and comment on that. Do you got the CA from that one? Because I think it's this CA right here.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm about to snag it right now.
I think what my point I'm about to make though is the same whale games apply here, and when it comes to meme coins, there's too much like supply control on something that someone could just like whale game these. So that's the Futardio one there that I posted in private. Or
oh, perfect. Looking.
And it's now 34K. And it's raised at a 90K FDV. No, just show it. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, it's not an endorsement.
I mean, look, I'm not here to say. I'm just here to say that these tokens. I like the platform. I like what MetaDAO is trying to do. I just, it just isn't really working.
Well, it all comes down to the age old answer that we continue to say every single time we have anyone with the launch pad on the show. It comes down to pipeline, right? It comes down to pipeline. Number one, you have to have these good projects. Number two, you have to have a good system in place. For example, like EZA, we know EZA has a great pipeline, just like we knew Surge had a really good pipeline. Even Believe had a really great pipeline. So that's step number one. You can get your platform kind of on the radar with a good pipeline, but then it comes down to having good fundamentals and mechanics behind these tokens. We saw Believe did not have those, and so almost all of them died except for a handful. Now, MetaDAO doesn't have this issue. They have really good token mechanics, but poor pipeline. Their curated pipeline has been really, really solid. I'll say that. But, it's 6-7 projects coming through the curated pipeline. So.
Yeah, rough. I mean, here it is. Yeah, it's a bit rough. So that looks like.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. I might just buy 1%. Like, this is for the clip. I'm going to buy 1% of this at some point, and I'm going to just hold it. I don't even care. I don't even care if it's
for the culture.
Just for the culture. Look, I in my heart of hearts, I really believe they cracked the code with Futardio. Like, with Futarki, they cracked the code. I think with Bedrock, they cracked the code. Those are the two things I believe will completely like light the fire when it comes to ownership, and will make the biggest difference. I don't think, like, I'm good standing on that. I'm good standing on that. I think, with like Street and Soar and some of the others, they might have to be a little bit more like Web 2 friendly, which is cool. That's fine. It's no worries on that. They can build an extremely good pipeline with that. I just think with Futardio and with Bedrock, it's more Web 3 native. And like I said, I'm more bullish on stuff that builds up the on-chain economy. We've seen all of the infrastructure that's built up now, launch pads, trading terminals, tons of there's entertainment in our economy now through live streams like this one. There's a lot of different components to this Web3 economy. And I think the only thing to solve was making sure that people can't rug. With Bedrock, you have that $2 million set aside to go after anybody that does anything crazy. Futardio, give me my money back if you want to scam it. If you want to scam, shout out Ranger. All that stuff. I think those two things are the major unlock. I just don't. It doesn't have the hype. It doesn't look cool.
So wait, right now, how much did Futardio raise? Was it 50K Futardio cult ended up raising?
Futardio cult raised 11 mil. I mean, maybe a vanity metric, but
that didn't all go to their treasury, right? Only 50 went to the treasury, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if that 50K got liquidated right now, would not everyone?
Can you throw a little DD on this? If you go on X, I'm just writing a note here.
Because I'm looking at this at 34K market cap. If you can buy in a good percentage, let's say you buy 1%. Let's assume 25K, right? This is a 25K market cap, and you buy some, and a vote gets raised to liquidate the treasury because, I mean, it's just a meme, right? This has 25K in treasury. That's a free 100%, right? So we saw this with Fair Scale. We saw this with Ranger. Now this is below book value, right? So,
I mean, maybe they can get refunded on a meme, but even then, it's like literally when could you have been refunded on an investment into a meme coin?
Well, you can. They could simply raise a vote. I'm wondering why
that's
that's
what
not
I'm
in general.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you've never been able to get your money back from a scam before. Like that's a 0 to 1 moment. I just don't think anybody it's not cool. It's not being hyped up. It doesn't have the pump fun Zoomer racist freaking clips and jargon around it. You know what I mean? You've seen those those TikTok edits, those little clip edits that really make things go crazy, that memifies things. Futardio doesn't really have that. They don't have that. They haven't attracted it's I as much as Pump Fun might be extractive and stuff, they do have a monopoly on the culture. That I will say. And maybe that's off the back of all the runners that have come from their platform, but they control a lot of the culture. I mean, look, we were talking about Meme Coin Monday. And that was something that came from the Pump Fund camp. Maybe not Pump Fund themselves, but that captured a lot of the attention on CT because they control the culture. You know what I'm saying? But Futardio at this point doesn't have that. But if it did, I mean, dude, look, the amount of good that this would do to the space is enormous. Same thing with Bedrock.
Well, let's think practically here because I actually am seeing a trade. They raised 50K. They said funds will be used for a variety of different things, including fan merch, token listing, private events, parties for Futards. This is all trackable, right? So can we see how much they've spent? What's their monthly allocation? Is that somewhere on here?
Let's see.
Because I feel like if I got together with a few people and accumulated a significant amount of supply, there's free upside.
Yeah, what's the performance package? So
3K a month is the monthly.
So they've spent what 3K so far. So that means there's 47K left in the treasury. Again, this is below. If it gets voted on, the people holding it will actually be getting more value for if I bought 10% of supply right now, without moving the chart, let's just assume chart's at 25K, I still could get roughly 100% upside on that. If we coordinated with some friends or this chat, we could do that, frankly. And I don't think anyone's sitting here oh, I thought this project had such a big future.
We're not doing that, by the way, but
we're not doing that. But hypothetically, it wouldn't be very hard to coordinate, I don't think. And
Wink,
I'll say
wink.
right now it's gonna happen. No, I'll say right now it's probably gonna happen if this lasts for months longer.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yo, Crypto Jones, that's crazy. Street running out of time to make a big announcement in March. That's why I said, hey, look, like I'm not gonna say anything for you in the first or second week. I'm give him March. You know what I'm saying? Give him March. I know deadlines can be tough in crypto.
Crypto
but-
Jones, my goodness.
Well, deadlines can be tough in general. I mean, these guys are doing a lot of legal work, and I mean, everyone
There's
knows.
a lot of there's a lot of legal legwork to be done.
Yo, get out of here, bro. I'm tired. I'm sitting down.
Everyone knows that.
Oh, man.
All right, whatever. What's up, guys?
Bear market tings.
Bear market
Bear market
tings. Look, it is bear market tings, guys. Like,
No,
come
but
on.
yeah, I mean, we know very well, dude, this legal stuff takes forever. There's delays
Yeah.
after delays after delays. Not making
Yeah.
excuses for him. He knows better at this point not to give deadlines. I think, man, we hear it so often on the show, like, just don't give deadlines. Rule number 1, don't give hard deadlines, because it's like they're almost never met. I feel like you just never get there.
Well, that's Futardio. Man, I think Bedrock and Futardio, those will be the two main. For anyone, if you're like out there and you're like, oh my gosh, like I hate Pump Fun, I hate the extraction, I hate this, I hate that. Okay, well, launch something on Futardio then. Launch something on Bedrock then. You know what I mean?
Okay, Futard, then launch something on Futardio.
Literally, bro.
Oh,
Josh,
Crypto
you should-
Jones, bro.
You just have to keep the table up high and sit low
Come
when
on,
you take
man.
an L.
I've been taking L's. That's the problem. But my hype trade is in profit. So
There we go.
Got to take the wins. Got to take the dubs when you get them. Interesting stat here. I wanted to get your opinion on. Token Terminal here talked a little bit about the RWA holder count on Solana. It's up 440% year over year. Total holder count reached 218,000 across tokenized stocks, funds, and commodities. As you can see, this chart has been going parabolic since July 2024. I mean, shout out Solana on this one. Just capturing a ton of attention. It used to be back a few years ago when on ETH had all the builders, ETH had all the innovation. So when people were moving over to Solana, including myself, I got a lot of flack for trading on Solana for whatever reason. But over time, like you literally saw it built, like all of the stuff, all the innovation, all the good stuff that's happening in the space is happening on Solana. I think that this stat is a really good example of that. And again, I mean, we've been saying
those
it.
Wallets are X stocks, 100K.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait, seriously? Wow.
Yeah, we had them.
They got a
literally,
monopoly
they hit
on it.
100K damn near live on our show the other day.
Yeah, shout out X stocks. Shout out
Yeah.
X stocks. But yeah, I mean, look, you got access to a different market, man. Why not? Right? Like we got stocks on chain now. We got commodities on chain now. Why not? Why not buy
Well,
a
guess
little?
what?
Why not short a little gold?
And you can hold the S&P on chain. Guess what? You can earn 11%. I think I saw. Okay, let me pull this up, because I saw X stocks make a post, and this is where it gets really interesting, because it's like, well, maybe I don't know, why would you trade stocks on chain, right? Why would you trade? Well, now when I'm looking at these, and you can earn a 5-10% yield on top of the stocks you hold because of DeFi mechanisms. Like, okay, now we're cooking with gas. Let me see if I can find this, because this was crazy to me. X stocks. I believe I saw you can hold the S&P. You can hold that. So you can hold the S&P on X stocks. You can gain X points from doing all of this. And then also earn a yield through like Camino. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, you guys keep cooking though. I'm going to try to find this.
Yeah. Well, in other news, I don't know if you guys saw on Lighter, Bitcoin hit $3,000 on the Lighter perp dex. That's crazy, bro.
I wonder who got liquidated on that.
Everybody.
RIP.
Oh man, RIP for real. one thing I didn't touch on with we talked about what the dog doing was earlier. The League of Legends Wild Rift team actually used what the dog doing inside of one of their videos. League of Legends, probably one of the biggest streamed games out there, and probably one of the better teams here as well. So again, mind share is growing for our favorite meme coin. I'm comfortable saying that what the dog doing is probably one of the better meme coins. To finish off, while Dom kind of finds the X Stocks tweets, I wanted to kind of share my just market overview take on meme coins. A lot of people, they get mad at me because I trade meme coins, because they come on the show and they're seeing me talk about meme coins. And a lot of times, like, it doesn't make any sense and stuff like that. What people don't understand is I'm not ideological about like meme coins or about any coin really. Like, I just look at, hey, where does this space need to go? Where is this space already going? And what does that mean for the market? So when I see where this space is going, that's why we're bullish on ownership. That's why we're bullish on equity back. That's why we're bullish on Futardio. That's why we're bullish on Bedrock, right? Like, we see where the space is trending towards, right? You go where the puck is going, not where the puck has been. And conversely, you also see that the space is moving towards memetics, speculation. And as Mirage here says, for as long as I have any interest in trading or investing in anything, I will continue to look at meme coins, because meme coins are a one-of-a-kind asset, the only asset class that trades solely based on culture, psychology, and collaborative human efforts. And I love that. And I love it too, to be honest. I love it too. I will always be a fan of meme coins. I will always trade them. I might not full port, right? Like, I might not throw the farm at a meme coin, but overall, I definitely will want to incorporate memes into my trading. They've had the best ROI. They've delivered some of the best gains over the last couple of years, and even historically in crypto, they've delivered some really nice returns. So don't get emotional about your trading. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, right? Just look at what's looking good, look at where the space is going, and understand that meme coins, they will always be here. As long as fear and greed exist in this market, they will always be here. And so I'll always trade them. Simple as that. Clip that, Friv. Clip that, homie.
What'd you guys think of the interviews last? I like the combining our Collat and Star interview, and the clips of them talking about the Bedrock process was really bullish. Like, when you have, like, Pierre said, maybe can we play the clip for Pierre? It's like a 1-minute clip. It was like literally you're vibe coding at night. You start the business like that morning.
I got that clip.
Let's
I actually
play
have
that.
I actually have a tweet scheduled to go out on this clip, so I actually have it pulled up here on Typefully, and so now I'm here. Let's watch the clip real quick. I might have to reshare my screen so you guys can hear the audio, but yeah, I like really enjoyed that interview, and that part of the interview is literally why I'm so bullish on Bedrock. So as soon as my clip is on the screen, we can go ahead and share it. Here's Pierre on Bedrock.
It is really kind of like a way for anyone to, just in a few clicks, go from vibe coding at, like 8 p.m. in the evening to having an idea, finding your co-founders in the morning, and just starting your company like 12 hours later. So that is really, where we see there is value, and also a structural shift in the industry where, you see where AI is going so fast. And, like back in the days, you had to raise 50 to 100K, get a team, like take the time to develop. All of that cycle is just way too long right now. And having this, essentially this infrastructure ready and deployable in literally like a minute for anyone that's serious about what they're building, I think is a great achievement from Meteor. And so, yeah, we're just super excited to be one of the one powering that solution.
Trading is an adventure,
Trade on
And
Trojan.
all adventures
There we
found-
go.
I'll play.
This is where your journey begins.
No, it's a really good point. I think this Bedrock will have a long tail effect. We said this the other day, just like their liquidity provision solutions and Launchpad solutions did, right? You see all these teams come to use our Launchpad. I think you're going to see the same thing with this implementation. They're just going to plug it in, and now people can choose to have, functioning businesses on chain if they decide to. So
But think about it though for a moment. I mean, Pierre said something very, very interesting. He said the speed of AI, you know, the infrastructure around building a company and creating a business and getting investors and marketing and getting users, all of these things, it's clunky, it's slow, and the infrastructure that's built now doesn't respond favorably to the speed of building. Because again, we have AI that can help you to build a business overnight, like Pierre said. So when you have something like Bedrock that can literally provide everything, now not even Bedrock, let's pan out even more so to Meteora. Through Meteora, you have access to some of the best launch pads in the space. You have access to some of the best technical support that you'll receive in the space. Third, you now have access to legal framework that can help you to bring value to your token, where your holders can now be protected, right? And you can now build a legitimate on-chain business and not just launch a token and use a social contract to loosely tie that token to what you're doing. And so I really love Bedrock, because I believe Bedrock can help builders keep up with the speed at which they build by means of AI.
Crypto Jones says, I got this feeling that Pierre knows it's essentially over for Collat, down 95% from all-time highs. I don't know if I got that feeling from him. I think I don't know. Based on our conversation, for me, it felt like he knows RWA is kind of inevitable. I really do think this hyperliquid thing's been a massive shift for everyone. Just seeing that it's possible to have these illiquid, or what you would assume untradeable markets open for anyone to trade, has been like a pretty eye-opening thing. And
it's tough also when you're not a founder and you're not experiencing what he's experiencing. I think there's validity in what Crypto Jones is saying here. Is yes, directionally he was correct, but his platform has, maybe struggled to find PMF at times, and he's kind of found these pivots. But as a founder, that's exactly what you need to do, is keep going, because there's so many people have cranked away and had no success, and then all of a sudden something catches. Like Bags is a great example of this. Bags was, not having success for a very long time. All of a sudden this AI, open source coding meta pops up, and they printed, $15 million in fees for founders. And I think they get half that. So they printed probably 7 to 10 million themselves. Right. So you're going to miss out on that just because, you're not in the game. So yeah, I mean, chart down bad, probably validity in that, but you got to keep going. So,
and the chart isn't everything. As traders, it's a lot of things. So to us, we put more emphasis on the chart, but founders, I actually would always tell founders, like, don't ever pay attention to your chart. Don't look at your token. Don't pay attention to price. Just literally heads down build. Eventually the market will catch up. Eventually you'll get the credit that you're looking for. But yeah, I don't think the chart tells the full story, Crypto Jones.
You're right, though. RWA, I mean, you got to keep trying something until it starts working. And if RWA wasn't working, he's got to kind of pivot to
and it's like similar to ownership coins. There's no volatility in RWAs, like the tokenized Pikachu, right? Like you can go buy a Pikachu card on eBay for $1,000 under the same PSA or whatever, right? So, when it's trading at 200K market cap and the underlying assets $1,000, like it gets disconnected from reality, and the market eventually just sniffs that out and is like, all right, well, we got to reprice this. But I don't know. It just
the 51% attack thing is really cool.
Yeah. So I think that solves one of the core problems that Collat has faced, is like, look, if it falls below net asset value is, can you arbitrage it and come in and buy it up? It creates incentive to actually go and arbitrage that thing, right? And then try and go find a seller in the private market. And you could work out this world where people do this for a living. They go they list it on eBay or that asset somewhere else. As soon as they find a willing buyer, they go to Collat, they go buy it for 50% less, and then go sell it to the person that just tried to buy it. Right. So there's definitely people do this. People do this at go look at Gary Vee. People go do this at garage sales all the time. So there you go.
Yep. No, for sure. For sure. Here, I found this from that I was talking about earlier. Now, this is on piggy bank. So again, you got to know like the protocol you're using, the DeFi protocol. But I mean, imagine holding the S&P, right? Or the SPY, right? Imagine holding SPY X is what they call it, and being able to earn 7% yield for holding that. It removes a lot of impermanent loss. Like if you have a down year where the SPY goes down 7%, that's been a pretty bad year. Imagine you have yield that completely wipes away that impermanent loss. Like that's where DeFi gets really interesting. Now, of course, the more lenders and borrowers you have, this probably goes down quite a bit, but there are still these opportunities. And I don't know much about piggy bank. Like I probably wouldn't trust lending on there. Look, so you can see on the top there, it says USDC 20.79% SPYX. So you could get 20% on the SPYX stocks according to their bio here. But like, now I wouldn't trust that, but I can still see somewhere giving you a meaningful 2, 3, 4% for holding the SPY, which is more than you would get, traditionally. So I think it's pretty cool. But that was just a throwback to what we were talking about earlier, not to derail our prior conversation about Collat here.
No, all good takes. Good takes. Not a derail at all. Let's see, boys. What else do we got? Anything else that we want to talk about today?
Did you guys cover this?
I will disclose I went and bought some of the Futardio tokens.
He's doing a malicious takeover. Or what do they call it? He's about to do a takeover, boys.
No, not at all. I didn't buy hardly enough, but just letting everyone know in case it does run. Some Mev bot was selling it to me, so I was like, all right, just scoop all that up.
There you go.
Bot was selling it to him. Yeah, cool. Let's talk about that let's talk about that. Go ahead.
We saw this take kind of, it went viral. Vibu said porn scaled the internet, games scaled mobile phones, meme coins scaled crypto. And you can see, I guess this was a clip of him, which I might as well play. Oh, it's 2 minutes, not going to play it. But I don't know.
It's a really good clip. I'm not even going to lie. That's a good 2 minutes.
Play it on 1.3.
All right. I'll play 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah.
This point kind of like triggers me a bit because the Ethereum Foundation owns at Ethereum on Twitter, just like the Solana Foundation owns at Solana. And it's just like a choice on how you want to use that to benefit your ecosystem. We've just chosen to use it for max distribution for the teams that are building on Solana. So like that's like there's certain things that can't be decentralized from a marketing standpoint. So that's a values choice. Let's be very clear about that. Solana is really for everything. I think that's what makes it exciting. And like meme coins as an example, because of how people trade meme coins, it made Solana's DeFi infrastructure extremely resilient. Like we survived the Trump coin launch, which was the single biggest thing that happened in crypto. And because of the work that we did on the chain to be able to support that kind of stuff, when 1010 came around, Solana was by far the best performing network. Like fees stayed minimal, and whereas like in other places, like people were getting absolutely wrecked. So I think our view is like, one, like yes, there's a ton of institutional adoption, but everyone wants the same things. They want a fast, cheap, resilient network. And okay, maybe you don't like the methods at which it came to be, but the reality is that Solana is like super battle tested. And then I would say on the social side, sorry, I'm kind of running on here, but like you mentioned comms and in relation to this, I think our marketing team simply disagrees with how most people think about this. I can't tell you how many times the institutions have come to us and said, dude, we love what you guys are doing out there. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's interesting. These are all just people, like, whether they're wearing a suit or not, it's still like they still resonate with humor and, chutzpah and all that kind of stuff. These are just basic human nature. It's never penalized us. It penalized us, if anything. Like, it's just brought so many people to our doorstep. We just want to learn how they can tap into that.
Yeah.
There you go. I really love that take. There's a few things there that I'd actually like to break down. He's absolutely right. porn scaled the internet, game scaled mobile phones, and meme coins scale crypto. A lot of people they talk a lot of garbage about meme coins, not realizing how big of an effect that it's had. It's had a really good onboarding effect. It's had a really good onboarding effect for retail. Back to the Dogecoin days, back to the Floki, the Shiba Inu days, and even now this last cycle with things like Fartcoin and stuff. I saw a video just a month ago of some chick in a podcast saying that she bought Fartcoin, and the only thing she knows about it is hot air rises. That's the only thing she heard. so I would anyone that hates
unless
meme
it's at night and you're sleeping and then it's just trapped.
Oh, come on.
Oh God.
Jeez Louise.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, meme
You
coins
just hope it
have done their thing.
dissipates, you know.
Oh my gosh. I can imagine
And a
how Josh
distinction-
smells, dude.
A distinction I'd like to make is
After a nice hot pot, you know. Just...
not the hot pot. Oh my God. Or a nice strawberry sundae.
You mean,
Well, okay, that's
you
in
mean
your lactose,
KFC chicken
you know.
dinner?
Oh.
Type.
Yeah. Ooh, that
but-
$5
but-
fill up has gotten me bad. I'll tell you that much.
No, I can't go back to KFC, bro. I can't go back to KFC. I can't even go back to Popeyes.
Is there any tokens, guys? Are there any tokens? Anything?
There are no tokens. There are absolutely no tokens.
MCG should CTO Futardio. That'd be great publicity.
The
It would be
unfortunate part,
good
though, is,
it'll be good going up, not good coming down.
yeah. The unfortunate part is I would probably raise the vote to liquidate, to be honest. I would take the free P. Okay, so sorry, we've interrupted like 7 times. What were you saying, Chill?
Oh yeah. So at the beginning, he said the way that Solana uses their foundation and their account is for max distribution, is what he said. I think that's the most important of that entire video. I mean, if you look at Ethereum foundation or base and how they move, like there's not much interaction with the ecosystem at all. Like a lot of people think, oh, like for a blockchain to support their ecosystem, they need to crime up projects, right? They need to shill projects. Like, no, that's not. You can provide visibility without criming things up, right? Like, and that's what Vibu is saying. They're saying, no, look, we use Solana Foundation to interact with our community, to interact with our builders, get distribution out there. And honestly, it's fun. And going back to what Adam said yesterday on his interview, on the interview with Star, he said, let's make tokens great again. He said, let's make it fun again on chain. That's exactly what it is. And I wish that like all of our, I wish all of the space had, that view of just kind of returning to fun, returning to when meme coins was just us buying a ticker because it made us laugh, versus what we have now. But yeah.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree with what he's saying here. I'm not like a fan of meme coins at all, as you guys know. But it definitely scaled crypto. It also definitely hurt crypto, I think, a lot. Just in terms of basic supply and demand fundamentals.
I wouldn't say meme coins hurt crypto. I would say the participants hurt crypto. Meme coins just happened to be the vehicle, right? Like in 2000, it was the internet companies that were the scams and the this and the that brought the entire stock market down. And really, it was just people putting .com in their name, right? It's no different than putting .fun on your project's name at the end, or making a meme coin. Like literally, that's happened time and time again. But it doesn't mean that the underlying thing didn't mean that stocks weren't bad because people were putting .com on the back of their name, right? Like in 2008, like having a mortgage wasn't in 2008, having a house wasn't bad, but it was the mortgage that was used to scam a lot of people out of what they had. Same thing for crypto today, like meme coins in and of themselves aren't bad. It was just a vehicle that people use to scam people out of their money. There was a zero barrier for entry. There was total upside through trading fees and scamming. And even if there wasn't, even if your coin didn't go to, you know, $1 million, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 50, $100 million, you could still make a decent 5, even 6 figures based on trading volume, based on exit liquidity, and like all these things that these people have. You guys saw the DM that I got the other day. I shared it with you yesterday. You know, the guy saying he'd run it up to $1 million, run it up to 5 mil or whatever. That's what these people do, man. They just run it up because they can, simply because they can. If they couldn't do it, it wouldn't happen. But because meme coin is they're the lowest hanging fruit. They're the easiest thing. Anybody in the world can come on pump.fun, launch a freaking meme coin, and say, hey guys, look at me. I'm Mr. Beast. I just launched a meme coin, and then dump on your heads with no freaking consequence. So like people are going to take advantage of that, but that doesn't make meme coins bad.
Yeah, no, it's actually, it's a very good take. It's just a vehicle, and we kind of did it to ourselves. I do think though the lasting effects have been been negative.
Horrible. Yeah, horrible.
So and maybe it's our fault, but what's become because of it has just been terrible. So Josh, 100%. Do you have any take on this or?
No, I'm buying Futardio as we speak.
Jesus Christ.
I just keep buying it. Trying to
all right, there you go.
Almost have 1% there.
Yo, this guy is just out here twapping Futardio live on stream. I love that for you.
Hey, it's a valid trade.
So I'm looking at it right now. So every time I buy into it, something sells a corresponding amount into it. And I'm wondering if they have some sort of like through the Futard AMM, like I'm looking at the route a little bit, and it looks like I guess you can maybe liquidate your position doing that. I don't know. The signer account is they have like, you know, a huge amount of money here.
We have a couple options with this then. Every time you buy, if it just sells into you, you can accumulate a meaningful amount, enough to like raise a vote and basically force liquidation at a cheaper price than like net asset value. So I think, look, the options here are it either keeps going down and you can buy more supply for cheaper and then force a liquidation, or it starts correcting with your trade and goes back up to a fair value. So I think like either way, you kind of have a pretty good trade here. It's degenerate. It's degenerate because of what it's a 34K market cap, but it is a valid trade. It is a valid trade.
Look at the X count. They're still active. So,
are they active on X? Here, let me. I want to see the compute. Can you pull up the community, or I can pull up the community? What is it, Futardio?
Yeah.
This guy's full on trenching. I love it.
No, this is a good trade. This is a good fundamental
trade. I almost have 1% here. I'm just gonna finish clipping this in.
Okay, but what's the Futardio account? I mean, is it Futardio cult?
Crypto Jones, let's do it. Feels like a safe bet. LOL.
Yeah, bro, it's like, I'm not gonna say it is. There we go. I got 1%. All right,
now let's go find Josh's wallet and track him.
Oh, dude, there's nothing to see in that wallet. Not even worth it.
The first Futarki governed meme coin. So what would be wrong with, like, if we did per se raise
nothing? It's a meme coin. Nothing. People have done worse things to meme coins. There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not gonna feel guilty.
It's completely
buying
legal.
1% of a Futardio thing that's already in market. The chart looks totally dusted. Like, you know.
What is that? The one that's at 10K market cap?
No, there's careful. So you got to make sure. I got the CA from the Futardio page. So you go get it from the Futardio page.
Gotcha.
Wait, is there a new proposal for the Futardio cult? Futardio called new proposal on Futardio. What's the proposal? Is there a liquidation proposal? If there's a liquidation proposal, it should be auto correcting right now. Yeah, so they're not like super active. I mean, someone's over here working, bag working, good for them. I see a free 50% trade, honestly. especially if they're going to film
Free
like
50%, bro. I'm going for X's out here. I'm not holding for 50%.
I can't tell. Are you trying to trade this because you like the meme? Or are you trading this because you think it'll eventually liquidate and you'll make money?
I don't even know if there's a proposal or not. I just think this has been clipped out by people who had a lot of it, and I'm just buying it all.
I personally
40K.
really love this as a trade. I just love this as like a trade. I think one day,
like the
like I said
P2P
earlier,
thing, like went viral. That went viral and it achieved the aims that they wanted to, but it kind of made them look whatever. And then, go to look at the Futardio cult. They talk about retard versus retarded, and it's just go to the main thing. It's I don't if you scroll down, maybe I guess it was in there. So look, if it runs on stream, great. If it goes down to 30K right here, like if it goes down to 30K, okay, whatever, it's a couple $100, few $100 to buy.
But that's the thing. You would never have to sell. Like if it goes down 30K and you're like, all right, it's time to get out. You don't sell, you raise a vote to liquidate.
I'm not too fussed.
The Futarki non-believers are having a blast today. The main words being used as insults are retard, retarded. Oh, this is regarding the P2P thing. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. There definitely is a trade. I'm not thinking this goes very high. I guess it is culturally relevant, right? If the Futarki platform does really good, I guess it is culturally relevant. But I do think if it keeps going down, you at least can liquidate for, some upside.
Is this what this bear market has brought us to, guys?
It's brought us to this, guys. But hey, if I'm gonna ape a 40K token, it's gonna be on MetaDAO. So there's that.
I mean, that's good logic. That's decent logic.
Yep.
But apparently they're only doing. The team has reduced spending to $50 a month, allocated entirely to an X Premium membership. Burn 4.5 million performance package tokens with the remaining 500K locked for 18 months. Allocate $550 from the treasury to cover.
Can you put this up?
Yeah. Let me put this up. Like I was just kind of scanning through their community page just to see like.
Now, if it is supply controlled, your vote will never go through because the people with all the supply would never go for it, I guess.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, let's not even liquidate. It's a meme coin. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it is what it is, guys. Like, let's have fun. We need something outside of pump fun that is going to perform well.
And I think when a project inevitably does well on MetaDAO, because it will, because it's unruggable, when another Avicii appears, I think this Futardio meme would likely reflect a lot of the positive sentiment.
When I'm showing up to like the private MetaDAO events and you guys are like asking me to like get on the guest list, and I'm like, oh, yo, you don't have any Futardio, you got to buy some. Like, hey,
Alec, this was a good update. So they burned almost all the team treasury supply, and they're spending $50 a month now. So like this $50,000 is gonna last forever. So this treasury is always gonna be either, this treasury is pretty much always gonna be there. Okay, hey, good update. There we go.
Solid. Well, look at that Futardio. See, this is the type of vibes that will come back, and instead of having to buy like Avicii or something like that, people they'll buy.
They're gonna go right out on the risk curve, and they're gonna buy whatever.
Oh, look at Daddy Duster in here, man. He was in here like a month ago.
Daddy Duster, yeah.
Shout out the homie. But guys, I don't know about you guys. I'm good on the stuff.
I'm good too. Yeah. I'm just laying out my thesis, guys, and I did it transparently with everyone here, so you guys can.
It's okay, bro. There's no more us needing to explain ourselves these days. In this market, crime is legal, as they say, right?
I'm not even doing that.
Not even doing crime, but you
we're
can.
just having fun.
If you feel so inclined, you can. Okay. But we gotta talk about this. Heaven's back. Heaven's back. I'm not sure if you guys got a chance to read this. It looks like it just dropped not too long ago, but Heaven V2 is live. Let's just break it down here. We're now an open AMM. Here's what this means. And I saw some people posting about this, so I want to see the comments. The comments is what I'm most interested for here. Heaven is no longer a gated launchpad. Teams can now deploy tokens on Heaven that have fully modifiable parameters. A few of these new parameters include reflection tax, dev individual wallet tax, LP tax, modifiable tax, blah, blah. So whatever. Oh, what's this part here? Flywheel addresses with auto buybacks and burns and tracking API for call tokens. Okay. Heaven's documents are right there. A new chapter begins. Read more about Heaven's plans for the V2 update. This was back in November. Jeez Louise, same plans. Okay, yeah, so it looks like they pretty much didn't say anything at all. Let's see what the comments have to say. This is where it gets fun. Because I have a feeling these comments are not going to be very, very kind comments. The final extraction pump. Like, did it start after this tweet was sent? Question mark.
Oh my goodness.
The content. Finally, some real competition and pump fun. Really, bro. Really, bro.
Really, bro? Shut up, Ripper.
Can I add LP to tokens? Okay, people are asking actual questions. Guys, they're cooking you. Do you think
Just a momentary what? I love when people
momentary
try
pleasure. It's like this has got to be a bot, right? It's got to be a bot.
Oh yeah.
No one will talk about after 2 days. Last exit scam. Yep. Heaven posting before GTA 6. Yep, that is. I like that too. Facts. Yeah. So I don't know. It looks like some people seem hopeful. Those people are worthy of an unfollow if you follow them. And it looks like there are a few people that are calling this the last exit scam, last extraction. Yeah, that seems about right. Disappointing. Yeah, I mean, so seems I don't know. I wanted to talk about this, go through some of the updates. It literally, I guess they literally changed nothing and were very vague about everything. So not much more to talk about on that.
So basically, still same thing as before.
Yeah, same thing as before. Oh, guys, can we check the P2P raise? See how that's coming along?
Oh, let's check the Futardio aligned situation update.
Yeah, let's monitor the situation real quick. Not sure if you guys can pull that up. I can pull it up, but it might crash my computer as per usual.
Coming.
Thanks, Beast.
Jesus. Alrighty. Alrighty. Hold on. I'm let's see here. P2P raise on let's look at MetaDAO. God, please, thank you. MetaDAO, let's go to their website. Share this. Go to all P2P raise 6.7. Yeah, 6.7 mil.
Okay, so not many decommits yet. 5 hours left. 5.5 hours.
We're still looking good. Look, I said it yesterday. Profit, freaking goat of a founder. Hey, look, give everybody more time. Let the market decide. You know, it wasn't explicitly an illegal move, right? It's not explicitly a foul. But it was on the line, so you address it. You lay your case out logically, saying that you can't police the world, which you can't. It's your decentralized platform. So in the decentralized world, what do? We leave it up to the community, man. Extend the raise. You guys decide. Yeah, great response.
Profit is the standard, man. That guy's a beast.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Well, we'll be keeping eyes on this. Maybe drop a few more P2P clips as they kind of go. The last hour is where you want to lock in. It'll be interesting to see what happens the last hour with the dynamic of people being able to uncommit. You know, in some cases, $1 million plus. That's the only thing I would have changed is there be a 6 hour cutoff window where if you do not uncommit before 6 hours prior to the end of the raise, you cannot do it in those last 6 hours. just because it'll be really interesting to see the gamification of this. If someone wanted to pull out last minute, how that would affect everyone's fills. But I'm good.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, I'm good too. Guys, look, appreciate y'all tuning in. There's a few hundred of you guys in here, and it's on like a terrible day here for the market. Things are slow, not much to cover. But
Just
we're
hanging
still
out.
here grinding it out. So we appreciate you guys. We'll be on the show again tomorrow as well as Thursday. Friday again is holiday, so markets are closed. MCG is closed as well. We'll take the day off.
Oh
But
yeah.
we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys We'll
Tomorrow,
see you guys tomorrow and Thursday,
Foundry
and then
and Dexter.
next week.
Right?
That's right.
Tomorrow we have Foundry and Dexter, and then the day after that we have Johnny Fab coming back on. So we got two more days with pretty good stream for you guys. So tap in.
Tap in, y'all. Tap in. Until then, appreciate y'all. Be safe.
See ya, futards. You
we
guys
go.
see this Neuro token? Is that
We can
worth pulling up?
We can check it out real quick.
Yeah, we can give it a. We don't want to do that to Crypto Jones. He's been on all day.
Neuro
holding it
token.
down.
The neurodivergent. Neuro.
NUERO.
Oh, NUERO. Oh, oops. Pump fund token. All right, let's see what you got here.
Neuro is the first all-in-one AI agent on Solana. Shop Amazon, swap any token via Jupiter, trade prediction markets, send payments on chain, all from one chat, all paid with USDC. Okay, I mean, wow.
That sounds like
everything.
Perch.
Every transaction on Neuro collects a platform fee. 100% of fees are used to buy back Neuro, and it burns it permanently. No more usage, less supply. Fair launch on Pump Fund. No VCs, no pre-sale. So, how do they have any operating money?
Look at who's following, guys. Just saying.
Oh,
just saying, man.
a little alpha seeker.
Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it does seem like it's a great product from what it sounds like. Neuro now supports MPP co-authored by Tempo and Stripe.
Well, MPPs, I mean, it's not like they talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's MPP. It's something specific for MPP, not
they just
not
integrated the plugin.
Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure. Now you can launch tokens on Pump Fund from Neuro. Okay, the banker on Solana now. Name it, add your logo, set your dev by one message, and it's live on Solana with a bonding curve.
So it seems like an AI, you can just tell it to do something and it does it.
It to me though, it does kind of seem like they don't have any direction though. Okay, here's a couple things. Edit image. I can edit this image. Oh yeah, with Grok. Okay, got it. Okay, a couple things I don't like with this.
Chill just runs the account.
Right.
Log in, claim account.
All right. One chat, multiple protocols, all on the Solana. Don't like the fact that they tag Toli. Don't like that. That's like yeah, no bueno right there. Does this look botted? Yes, it does. 2K.
Definitely.
Looking at the retweets, not that many people retweet stuff. Likes would be way more than retweets, but it could be community. They have 476 users, almost 1 million tokens burned. Got some live transactions.
You can track it. You click on their the tracker.
Tracker. All right, let's see what we got. So here's the things I don't like about it is number one, they're tagging Toli for visibility, which screams I need exit liquidity more than anything. Number two is the botting on the potential botting on the account. And then number three was there was one thing. Yes, the Pump Fund, launching tokens on Pump Fund. That's directionally not what they're looking for. That's not what they are. What they are is a thing to shop,
okay,
book flights, etc. This is for real world usage, and then randomly it's like, man, here by the way, here's a way to launch tokens on pump funds. Like it's just like
just like while you're shopping like for candles on Shopify, you're like, oh, let's launch
let's launch a buy this candle token.
So that I can
the
pay
candle
for my
DAO.
Shopify. Imagine you did that. Like you had to pay for your Shopify checkout, you launch a token on Pump Fund.
farms and
move.
fees.
Funny.
Could be the move.
Farms and fees. And last red flag that I don't like, they have the token right here at the top. With a it's okay. So for me, if it's hard for me to find the token, that's very, very bullish. Very, very bullish in my opinion.
Interesting take. Can't say I agree there.
I not in every situation, but in many of them. And I'll say this reminds me of vaporware that I'd see on ETH. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, I will say I've seen this done like a million times.
Yeah.
Back during AI season, again, there was things that did similar stuff to this, especially under like the DeFi premise. Just type it, text it. It can do anything within DeFi. 99% of them, I think 100% of them, just for rugs. So I don't know. Is this really special? Is this really special?
I don't think so. I mean, if you're my thing, it doesn't look the most professional, and what would matter for a protocol like this would be customers, right? LARPer meter hitting red zone. Yes, absolutely red zone. Yeah, you
What
need
was
customers.
that other that one on base? There was like definitely was seeming like a LARP. Chill, you identified that correct. And then they ended up saying to rug it, they're like, oh, we got drafted into the military or something. With Iran. Yeah, that's one of these.
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't think it's special, even if it's not a rug. Like I just think a lot of people could probably vibe code this in a couple hours. So, it's not really unique. It's not giving special.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think we're good. Hopefully that breakdown made a little bit of sense to you. Crypto Jones, but yeah, LARPrometer is definitely going crazy right now. But yeah, like we said, hit us up on MCG Live at MCG Live on Twitter. Follow our side account, our new side account, MCG Alpha, for more clips, entertainment, stream notes, all that. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Be there, be square.